Hello, 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 and welcome to a slightly different looking Q&A Thursday, where to my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, Dane, thanks for having me.
And to my left,
You,
myself.
just Dane.
A door in an empty void. There's nothing going on. And speaking of empty voids, nothing in the middle, because I'm no longer the man in the
speaking
middle.
of empty voids, Anthony Fisher isn't here today.
Wow. Refer to him as empty void. I'm sure he'd love that. So he's on vacation. He's having a nice little bit of time
taking
to
the
himself.
taking the kid on a flight, and
Apparently the
having
kid's
a good
well
time.
traveled. And
Yeah,
she's not even
she's
that
been
old
doing
yet.
some pretty good jaunts. So
Good on them.
shouldn't be too bad. But
Yeah.
I'd love to see. I'm excited to hear the story of Dad Anthony on an airplane, because regular Anthony on an airplane is already something to behold.
I mean, he always has like an entertainment package.
He has
with him.
he has to prep.
Yeah.
He has to prepare his body.
He's a
for
snacker.
a flight. Yeah, he's got to have his proper snacks.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if Dadthony is much different on a flight
Well, yeah.
with the family. So it'll be interesting to see.
We'll just have to wait and hear back.
Can't wait. But anyway,
yeah.
guys, we are just Dane and I hanging out, holding
That's
down the
it.
fort for today's Friday Eve Q&A. We have been hosting a tint class through Avery Dennison the last 2 days, and I have been enjoying it thoroughly. It has
You were
been
saying it's fascinating.
fascinating.
It's
so
more
much
than
fun.
you expected.
I think I'm in love. I think I want to just.
What are some
I
key
think I'm going
takeaways?
to quit and just start tinting.
What stuck out beyond just like you take the film and you put it on the window, therefore you're done? There's more to it.
There is more to it. I didn't think there was that much. It's actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
But
Harder than wrapping?
well, so here's my problem, Dane. I have really bad arthritis.
Okay.
So my skill set with a knife, because I don't use it very much, is much harder to control.
Like an X-Acto knife, like a pen knife kind of thing.
The NT cutters and stuff like that. It's harder for me to hold.
Okay.
So I'm having to slow down and work on my cuts more and more. And I think, that was my problem also with wrap and that stuff is I can lay vinyl.
Sure.
I could be a great helper and glass everything, and then I'll let somebody else cut it for me.
You just don't necessarily want to be the primary.
Well, my hand shakes so
doing that
bad
stuff.
when I'm doing it. And so that's been hard to learn. I've had a couple missed cuts, a couple times where I've missed the cut because I went too fast just to get it done.
But I saw you're getting like hands-on training. So when you made those mistakes, you were able to
let's just say
get help right away.
I have 6 windows on the Suburban that I wanted to tint.
Yeah.
I have tinted 3 of those windows 6 times.
In about how long?
Maybe 10 times in the last 10 hours.
Ooh.
So
okay, so difficulty level is
it's
greater
getting
than expected.
every time. This last film I laid, beautiful.
Okay,
I was so impressed with it, so proud of it.
Hopefully means the next time you do this that it will be just that much easier. So you're able to kind of carry that. Now you got the hang of it.
That's
You'll
the
be able
goal,
to do it better
right?
next time.
That's the goal. So I'm gonna try and keep up and keep moving with it. I do have some tint at the MOSHQ, so I do have another car that needs to be tinted in my wife's car. So. And then I do need to finish the Suburban because I only have 3 of the 6 windows tinted. Josh B is taking care of one of the windows for me just because he wants to practice while we're doing the show. Mm-hmm. So I said, if you could tint that window for me, that'd be pretty great.
Ooh,
so we'll see what happens.
Well, maybe there'll be a window, maybe there won't be. But
point is, I feel comfortable enough. I could just rip it all off.
Yeah,
and do it again. So I'm feeling good in it, and that's kind of the goal of the class is get you comfortable. We've literally had a day and a half of hands-on just play. Just lay the film, pull the film, lay the film, pull the film, lay the film, pull the film. So
right. And does the class continue through tomorrow?
No, it's done.
Over
4 o'clock
after today.
Yeah, 4 o'clock it ends. So we've got some of the students out there right now. They're actually watching the Q&A, and we've got Harold Nimtz of Avery Dennison here teaching the class, and then Joey, one of the technical trainers or technical support guys for Avery here. So that's super cool. So the 2 of them have been helping teach and train, and it's been awesome. I really enjoy it. So we do have a training. I swear, guys, I'm going to try and get this up, our events page on the website. So you have this, so you can see.
I was looking for that. I didn't find it, so it's not up yet. Okay.
We're waiting on an okay from John Green, and he has been on the road.
Because as a sort of segue, I was looking on there trying to find, our upcoming East Coast
Want to get it up there? I'd love to get it up there by tomorrow or Monday. But we are going to have, obviously, East Coast Adventure coming up. Next month in June, we have a one-day 3M fleet wrap class, a one-day event happening. And then the following month in July, we do have, when you guys are in the Europe, UK trip, we do have a color change class here for Avery Dennison in the studio. So
you're going to be attending that then?
I'll be here.
Okay.
So, so there'll be, we've got 2 classes coming up basically in the next, each month basically. And that's kind of the goal. We're going to try and see if we can get some classes in here almost every month and have it fun. And that's kind of the other reason for the events page, so you guys can keep up. But going back 2 weeks, East Coast Adventure, baby.
That's what I wanted. I gave him graphics.
Live.
I wanted him to put them up there so we could see.
That's right. We're coming to the tri-state area. Yeah. We're going to be cruising around mostly in New Jersey and New York. Mm-hmm. But we've got a group of people, and Dane made an adjustment to the last one. We forgot to add our friends at Swag Detailers in there as well.
How could I forget? So you guys are in the new one.
Yeah. So this is our GTA. We got Rag Company's East Coast Adventure 3 meet and greet. May 24th, which is a Wednesday, we are going to spend the morning at Detailed Images with the crew from Detailed Image at Saratoga Auto Museum in Saratoga Springs, New York, from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. So if you guys are in the upstate New York area and you want to come see us, that's where we're going to be for the morning. And then we'll head down to Saugerties to the Partition Bar, our favorite.
For our own enjoyment.
Yeah, we're going to stop there for lunch. So, hey, maybe you're near Saugerties and you want to come meet us at around 2 o'clock.
I was going to say, that's okay if you're casually coming by. It's just not an official meet and greet there.
We are going to be at the Saratoga Springs Auto Museum. Come visit us. Maybe we'll take Anthony across the street and have him drink water out of Saratoga Springs.
Ooh. And I did hear regarding specifically the museum on that first day on May 24th that they wanted a heads up, like a head count and stuff. So if you're interested in joining us there, let us know. If you really do think you'll be there, so that we can kind of account for it.
Can we pull the image back up?
We'll bring that back up. And
so then Wednesday, that's on Wednesday the 24th. Thursday the 25th. We will be in Norwood, New Jersey at Detailer's Domain. I got off the phone with Phil today. He's very excited to have us. So we'll be there again, 10 a.m. to noon. Come visit us at Phil's. Say hi. You know, that is the home of the original East Coast Adventure started. But that's where we are going to be at Phil's, hanging out, saying what's up. And then Friday morning, 5/26, the 26th of May, Friday morning, we will be on Long Island.
That's going to be a big one.
And we will be at Long Island Detail Supply from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. It's a long day, but we're going to be there. And not only are you're going to be able to buy products, you're going to be able to come see us. You're going to be able to
demonstrations and
stuff. It's going to be a big group of us there for that day. And so you can come say hello. Mm-hmm. And then finally on that Saturday morning, we will be at Haggerty's Garage and Social, which is a really cool facility in Bedford Hills, New York. Doing the same thing, hosting a meet and greet parking lot party. Come say what's up. Come spend time with us. We'll be there from 9 a.m. to 2, kind of like a Cars and Coffee.
Yeah.
Basically
so
what it's going to be
doing stuff outside, and it sounds like for people who are interested, they'll be doing like guided tours for people to go into the building. Yeah. You can kind of walk around and check stuff out. So it's a little bit of a mix.
Yeah. So, and then the main brands that are going to be traveling that we're going to be at each location is Rag Company, KCX, PNS, Diamond Protect, Rupes, and Color Lock. We will be rolling as a group to all these locations. And then, of course, Glenn from Swag Rides, Swag Detailers, will be joining us as well along the way. So
it's going to be a good crew. We're really looking forward to it. And, of course, this always happens. You post something like that out there, and suddenly everybody and their cousin is going, I'm going to be out of town that week. I guess I'm missing. I'm sorry. Or somebody goes, well, can you come up to Maine or something? I'm like, well, do we have a
East Coast Adventure? You're going to be in Florida?
Yeah, no. Right. It's like, well, that's Southeast, and we go to MTE every year, so that's a thing we already cover as well. So we got you covered. Although I did hear, just throwing it out there, I did hear a lot of people say they wanted to have something in the South, like a real like South kind of thing, like Central South, so Texas or something.
Yeah, Rag Company Deep South Adventure.
Yeah, I realize we wouldn't necessarily be in like Louisiana or something, but I think Texas would be a pretty good hub to find a lot of folks. Yeah. We could set some up at distributors there, perhaps.
Yeah, well, we've always got these ideas. The hard part is the cost of us doing these.
Yes.
It's actually quite surprising.
It is surprising
how much everything is to do all this. So
we're still small at the end of the day when it comes to how we do this stuff.
We would love to do it. Honestly, we would love to do it all the time. But
with your support, it makes it more possible.
Yeah,
so.
it's just a matter. This is something that has always been near and dear to our hearts, but we haven't done this trip since 2019. And so we're very excited to be back on the road for this one, to be able to see you guys and say hello to all our friends over there. So be ready for that.
Yes.
So mark your calendars for the start of the 24th through the 28th. We will be in New York and New Jersey hitting stuff. Yeah. And we love calling it the East Coast because it's
of course
pretty much the East Coast.
Yeah. I mean, when I think the East Coast, I usually think New York City before anything else.
Yeah.
Sorry to anybody who's anywhere else.
Sorry,
but that's
guys.
Just how us folks in the West kind of picture it. So there's that. Anyway, I think we've kind of bided our time long enough. We've got some questions built up. By the way, if you just got here and you haven't done anything else yet, you haven't even written your question yet, think of a question, and while you're doing that, click on the like button. Helps us out, helps things move along, and we really appreciate it. So thank you in advance.
There you go.
All right.
Also, just so everybody knows, the Not So Pearly Gates podcast is now available on everywhere you get your podcasts.
Oh, all over.
So maybe go listen.
Using Anchor or?
We're hosting off of Anchor, but we're available on all the sites now. Okay. So
just making sure.
But anyway, first from Puerto Rico, Umberto saying hello, TRC team. What is up, Umberto? How are you, brother? Hippopotamus Stew saying hello. Glenn saying good afternoon, everyone. Glorious day here in New York. Glenn, we can't wait to see you.
Glenn, we'll see you soon.
And then Han saying hello, Teal, RIC.
Always with the Teal.
Hansi, how are you, buddy?
Hey.
Ron saying hello. And then Luke Berge saying, hello from the lovely island of Nassau, Bahamas. I love Vacation Luke.
Nassau.
Vacation Luke is really the best version of Luke. No, I'm just...
What are you doing out there? The most
fun. We'll say that. Most chill, laid back.
What you doing out there,
And the only
Luke?
time we ever see is when Luke is on vacation, when he's visiting us. So I love Vacation Luke. Glenn saying, looking forward to meeting you guys at Detailer's Domain.
Yes.
Awesome, Glenn. We can't wait to see you there. And then Joey Belinsky saying, hey, it's my internet friends.
New
What's
profile
up, buddy?
pic too.
Love it. Eric Carter saying, hello, TRC from Northern Virginia. Do you think that the Ultra Utility Brush could be used to apply tire dressing? Yes, Eric. Similar to the Curveball XL brush? Yes.
You can.
So the Ultra Utility Brush, we have a lot of videos currently out where we actually use it to do the tire dressings.
Yeah.
So feel free.
Like on a big knobby set, that kind of stuff, you can get away with it. I would say there's probably going to be a little bit of fling, depending on the product you're using.
No, it's just, it works just fine. The bristles are heavy enough.
It will do the job. All I'm saying is, like, keep in mind, if you're trying to keep a perfectly crisp shirt or something, maybe don't detail
you might get some of those.
Yeah. All right, we got Glenn.
Saying what's up.
Hey.
Sean saying good afternoon, just washing all my towels. This is a perfect show to be watching and listening to while you do your laundry.
Good mix.
Ed Iverson saying, hey, happy Friday Eve, you two. What's up, Ed? How are you, man? And then Ron Ayotte saying hello.
And Harry Housewife
saying evening, beautiful people in the TRC duo. Thanks.
Yes.
What's up, Darren? And then Ed, have you any experience or issues with putting bead maker on top of Defender after a couple hours curing time? I do not. I haven't used Defender enough to throw bead maker on top of it, Ed.
Right.
I don't think it's going to do anything because they are similar in terms of, like Dave has hinted, they're kind of similar in chemistry. Defender is in the sense that they play nice. We'll put it that way. We're talking synergy here. There's synergy between the two products because of the main base chemicals. Defender is chemically unique in what it does compared to bead maker.
And Defender's intended to last longer than bead maker, so don't put bead maker under it, put it over it if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Harry Housewife here.
Did Anthony see my latest YouTube video, me going through an automatic car wash and need to have a break? No.
Yeah, you scared him away, buddy.
I need to watch that.
I'll check it out.
Ed saying mash that like button. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. DS.
Any tips on cleaning really dirty seat belts? So DS, this is something
Steam.
So there's a lot of videos on YouTube of people cleaning seat belts. I don't prefer it. I don't like cleaning seat belts. And I don't recommend that you do clean seat belts. That's me, Levi, the master of shine, telling you
personal take
not to clean seat belts. And the reason for is liability. I don't want to damage the seat belts in any way. I don't want to compromise the seat belts in any way. And so I say no. Now
they are a woven fabric of sorts.
Yeah. So in terms of a woven fabric, Dane, you can't clean them.
Yeah.
However, it's a very tight weave.
The structural integrity is paramount to your safety. So as soon as you do anything to compromise that.
We're talking about woven fabric, not seat belts. So in terms of woven fabric,
for the purposes of liability,
you can soak them in a bowl of hot water, a bucket of hot water. Some guys bunch it up and then dunk it and let it soak in carpet shampoo and hot water. There are guys that steam. There are guys that shampoo or extract. There are guys that literally just wipe it with a damp rag and some interior cleaner.
I think that's going to be the safest.
But the reality is, anytime that you have a very tightly woven fabric, it's very, very difficult without adding a lot of liquid and a lot of heat to try and get that out because of how tight it is. So I don't ever recommend it because I never get really great results. A towel and interior cleaner is probably always just going to be your best friend to clean them so they're not sticky and gooey. Get the barbecue sauce off, get the Chick-fil-A sauce off.
Yeah, like surface cleaning stuff.
Get the chocolate off. That's about all you can do.
What he's asking about is going a step further than ingrained stuff. That's where the liability comes into question, and that's why we're kind of like, because some people, and you shouldn't do this, is like remove them. Don't do that. I'm definitely not saying that. But like if they're already in place and you want to clean them where they are, depending on what you're using, that's a much safer way of going about it. I would say at least that's within the realm of acceptability for most. But once again, it's your mileage may vary, and we're definitely not liable if you wind up hurting yourself. So
that's why I say just don't do it.
So we don't want you to hurt yourself or your customers for that matter.
Yeah, but there's lots of videos on YouTube on different techniques.
Yeah.
John Gorecki saying, hey guys, just wanted to say thank you for providing excellent content. You make my drive home entertaining. Thank you,
glad
John.
to help, John. Why do you always have that horrifying profile picture? I'm just very curious.
Some nerves.
That's gnarly. That looks like some VFX from a movie, like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joey Belinsky with the cheat code gold no rinse plus clean makers equals oh boy, highly recommended. That's a good check. I'd like to see that.
Okay.
Glenn Dennis saying, here's a question right off the bat for the Master of Shine. My car needs body work. Trunk is badly dented. Need to replace the trunk. How long can I go till I can coat after it's freshly painted? So Glenn, personal preference, I would wait at least 6 months. Now, going into summer, let's say you got it painted next week. Going into summer, you could probably go just 3 months and be fine. If you were doing it in like October, I would probably tell you to wait till summertime, just to let it gas out the rest of the way. The key to new fresh paint is baking.
Okay.
So sun. Now,
is it more specifically the UV you're getting from the sun, or is it just heat itself?
It's the heat. It's got to bake, and then it's also got to off gas.
Okay.
So there's VOCs and things that are stuck, and non-VOCs that are still stuck in the
off-gassing.
That are inside the clear, inside the paint, that are off-gassing. And the problem is, if you coat over
you're locking it
fresh
in
paint,
in a way,
what happens is you get a fog under the coating.
How do we know this? Trust me, we've seen it. We know.
But you get a fog under it because it's still off-gassing. So the thing that we try to say, Anthony likes to live dangerously, which I think is very strange. He waits 3 months and does it. Doesn't matter what it is.
It's because he's so bothered looking at a dirty car. He just he's itching. He has to do something. And so he kind of hits the fast forward button maybe a little too soon.
He's got like the latest car, the black car.
Yeah.
He can have that. That'll be fine. Not worried about that. His red car, he hasn't done anything to it yet. He's letting it cure. The black will cure technically faster than the red because of the amount of light absorption.
More the spectrum.
The black one will be ready to be coated and all that kind of stuff. But the red one, I'd probably wait till at least till after summer before we do anything to it. But that's the biggest thing, is just it needs to breathe. And that's why we say waxes. Sometimes I don't even like putting sealants on fresh paint. I try to stick with pH neutral stuff and just wax.
Okay.
And just keep up on it. Well, you can wax once a month and not hurt it, but the wax keeps the hydrophobic protection. It gives you literally all the protection that you need. And if you're doing it once a month, you're fine. But to harden, to do all that kind of stuff, to really get the coating or the clear to be nice, it needs time.
So whatever goes on there, it still needs to be breathable.
It needs to be breathable and permeable. So that's why we say wax only. I don't really even like using polymer sealants because of how they lay in the structure. Like even Beadmaker, the way Beadmaker lays is it's like, think of it like a bunch of little bouncy balls on the surface.
Yeah.
But it's like 3 layers of bouncy balls.
Well, yeah, you don't want to...
They fill in pretty quick.
You don't want to be a fat guy and go out in a 90-degree day in a leather jacket and leather pants and lock that all in. The result is gross.
Right.
And much like that's gross, what'll happen to your paint
That's literally
gross.
Just picture that.
So that should stop you dead in your tracks.
Overweight gentleman in full leather, but nothing underneath.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you clear coat.
Just saying, if I need to be used as a visual medium for this, you're welcome, and also I'm sorry. But,
don't sous vide or clear.
Yeah, so
careful. That's it. And then he says, haven't really dealt with doing a coating after body work. I've heard a 1 to 3 month gas off time. Yeah, it depends on temperature, humidity, all that stuff. If, like I said, cold climate takes longer, hot, sunny, dry, not humid, same thing. So... Alex, happy Friday Eve, my beautiful TRC family. And Tony Themas, when polishing, more so for coating prep as opposed to correction, is it more efficient to polish the entire car then wipe off, or would that make the wipe off too difficult? Depends on the polish that you're using. Some start to harden, especially if you're in a warm climate, in a warm shop. It basically feels like it's concrete and you're trying to take it off. It's just very difficult. Not saying it is concrete, it's just difficult. So one quick way to make easy use of that is to use O&R, wet rags soaked in O&R and wrung out to use as wipe off for compounds that are hard and sticky. But the majority of it is like Uno Protect and the Optimum polishes and Uno Advanced all recommend that they stay on the surface and they have easy wipe offs. Uno or Rupes Fine Cut and or coarse and fine, you got to wipe off the panel before you move to the next step. But yeah, many of them are like that. Last cut you can leave on the surface, come back around. Temperature again just kind of plays a role.
That one was designed in a hot climate too.
But it does stay. It does though start to dry out if it just sits.
Yeah,
so that's why I always recommend, and that's something that they also recommend. O&R on a damp rag helps remove it.
And O&R is not going to leave anything behind in that sense, so you're safe.
Nope. So.
As long as you use the blue one.
Ed saying, is the formulation number 5 O&R in gallon size in stock soon? Asking for a friend. Not yet.
What is the answer to that?
We don't know. We don't have a timeline. We just got 5 in. So Vasila is saying, could Diamond Quick Body be applied right after completion of your first wash? Yes, you could put that on there. Ron says, Dane and Levi, I'm going to the TRC event in Saratoga, detailed image with Kevin Dostie. Nice.
Cool. We'll see you both there.
Dude, awesome. We will see you both there. That's going to be awesome. I'm excited about that.
Looking forward to it. Well, thanks for joining.
My guy Kirby saying, afternoon, Dane, Levi, and the spirit of Anthony, too.
Well, there's a spirit. Also, you need to scooch over a little bit. You're falling off the side of the screen there, bud.
It's slanted. It's hard. I'm trying to hold on.
I'm like almost touching this area right here. That's like the sweet spot where the post and the floor is. Anyway, moving along, we got Phil is a great dude. Agreed, Glenn. Phil's a great dude. We like him a lot.
Had a good conversation with him this morning. So Joey says, I just ordered from Detailer's Domain for the first time this week. Awesome, Joey.
Nice.
That's great. Yeah. And then Ron says, Kevin, a.k.a. Forced Induction Drive.
Yeah.
Yep. We know Kevin very well. He spent a good amount of time with me at MTE. Dino saying, what's up, guys? Just finished detail on a BMW X1. It's 10 p.m. in Austria and chiming in on the best show. Thank you, Dino, for always tuning in Austria for us.
You're a champ, seriously, because I know the time's a little screwy for you.
And then the boys from Road FS saying, let's roll. What's up, guys?
All right. Whoops. We're back. Oh, man. Okay, we're on to page 1 already. Guys, we need questions. We need comments.
The boys say Texas would be great.
Yeah, that could be interesting, I think.
And then Kirby says to Glenn, my experience is to wait 60 to 90 days, but the painter's opinion doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you know the painter will tell you exactly what he mixed and what it needs.
Because that paint will differ from shop to shop, so it's not a guarantee it's all going to behave the same way.
And it also depends on the manufacturer of whatever clear they're spraying. Yeah. So, like Sean McNally, he is adamant 1 year. Mm-hmm. And even at a year, he feels like it's still too soon.
Yeah.
So
that would drive Anthony absolutely bonkers.
But it's because of the way he lays his clear and the products he uses.
And the stuff he's doing can be very high end, so it's definitely skewing towards the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
But your mileage may vary once again.
Yeah, and the boys we've been saying that for years. And then JD Garage saying, "What's up, TRC? What's up, man? How are you?" And then JD saying, "Can't wait to meet you guys."
Which one are you going to, man? JD? Yeah, that's great.
We'll see you anywhere around there.
Yeah.
And then,
tell us which one so we know which one.
Glenn says, "Thanks, I figured as much." And then Pat, "Thanks for all you guys do in the detailing industry." Welcome, Pat.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
And putting the audience to sleep.
So yawny, sorry.
You've been busy today.
Eric says, "Awesome, thanks, guys." Yeah, I got my first tint cut.
Ooh.
Gave blood for that.
How's a tint cut compared to a paper cut?
Oh, it's like a paper cut on steroids because it's so sharp.
So it's like getting cut by like cardboard or paper cut, like on a postcard cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then Eric's saying, "Awesome, thanks, guys." And then Hans, what temp could Diamond Body 36 handle after application on brake calipers and wheels? I believe, Hans,
they've told us many times the heat tolerance, and it's quite high.
It's like 1100 Celsius.
That's crazy.
It's very, very high. To quote the robot in Rogue One, K2SO, it's high.
It's high.
Very high.
It's higher than your brakes should ever get. If your brakes are that hot, they've already melted.
To quote K2 in Rogue One, it's high.
So basically, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Harry Housewife saying the next video, guys, is one to wait for. It's really going to give Anthony a meltdown. I love it, dude. Do it.
Just do it.
JD, I have a Shelby GT 350R scheduled for this weekend. Carbon fiber wheels are $10,000 a piece, so I definitely want to be careful. However, they're caked with brake depth. Yeah, JD, go back. We've got a wash literally on a GT 350R with the carbon wheels. A wash Wednesday. My buddy Tyler has it, and it's
everything
his car.
Scratched those wheels except one. We used a Creature Edgeless mixed with I think the Last Cut compound, and that was like the sweet spot.
Yeah,
that did it.
But take a look. Go watch that video. We literally did it. We show you how to wash them, how to clean them, all that stuff. Because he had the same.
It was
wheels.
A wheels off detail, so it was thorough. And then they went out for a drive. It was fun.
Yep.
So look up Wash Wednesday with the GT350R.
Yep. Scott says the TRC legal team is getting nervous, lol.
They're always nervous. We do this live stuff so much, it's only a matter of time before one of us just says something really stupid.
Hence I said. My guy Kirby says for seatbelt cleanings, Brian with Apex Detail has a couple great videos on his method. There you go. That's why I said go watch somebody else.
And met him in Chicago. Cool guy. So, his stuff's good. Go check it out. And JD...
saying BrakeBuster 5-1 is what I was thinking. Any suggestions, advice when dealing with the carbon fiber wheels? No, it's carbon fiber and it has a clear coat on it.
It's the clear that you're really
But the clear is very soft.
Very.
It's one of those things like if I had that car and I got those, I'd probably have them re-cleared.
Yeah, the clear they put on them to begin with is very soft because the one we were contending with was all factory.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have that many miles on it, but what he did with it was he tracked it. So it needed some help on it. But the Creature Edgeless proved to be like the perfect towel to use on those wheels. So.
Yeah. So,
and
BrakeBuster 5-1 will be fine.
Yeah.
That'll be very safe. Just know it's a wheel, man. You're going to do your best. Yeah. As long as you don't break them, you're fine. So.
Ooh, where are we? We lost our spot there.
Peter, what would be the preferred steps for 5-year-old leather seats in really good condition with the color lock system? I see sealant, protector, conditioner. So here's what it is.
Ooh.
Sealant is like a paint sealant. It is designed to resist abrasion. You can use sealant on seats up to 5 years, at any age. That is designed to literally create like paint sealant, a protective barrier to prevent against water, UV, and slip and slide. Like, it allows you to slip in and out of your car without really scratching it up.
Sure.
Creating too much friction. It's designed to lighten the friction on the seat. Protector is designed for new leather. Brand new. Like, we're talking less than 5 years old. Okay. So maybe 2 years old, 2 to 3 years old. Very new. This is designed to put a protective membrane on the leather to protect it from everything, dye transfer, any of those things, and then be able to accept sealant over the top of protector.
Now,
make sense?
Say, for example, you have an older car, but the upholstery in it's new. Maybe you just got it done. Then maybe you're cool to use it as well.
Yeah, you could use protector first thing. Okay. Yeah. On new leather, so the rule of thumb is we always say new leather protector. 5 years or older, you can use, or 3 years and older, you can just use sealant because you've already kind of worn them a bit. And then conditioner is your maintenance. Conditioner keeps them soft, keeps them supple.
Okay.
So always remember, that's how that works. So conditioner is like protector. Think of it like it's not like Top Life, which is the coating. That's Color Lock's coating is Top Life. Protector is equal to Inspiration Defender, right?
Yeah.
Sealant is like Bead Maker.
Yeah.
And conditioner is like paint gloss. Does that make sense? It's kind of like it's in that same theme where you've got like one that's very good at protection, one that's very good at repelling and keeping nice protection on the surface and keeping it looking nice. And then you've got another one that's great for maintenance.
Well, and the fact of the matter is, a lot of people,
that works as an explanation.
Yeah, as a kind of one-to-one way to look at it, that's good. I was going to say one thing that people always obsess over, like exterior, protection products, all this stuff. But your interior, as much as the elements may be harsh at times outside, your interior gets that physical abrasion on the regular, at least on the driver's seat, between the bolster, the padding,
in and out of the Jag.
Yes,
right.
I can't avoid sliding the bolster a little bit. I do my best to not put any weight on it, that kind of thing, because, I'm large.
But let's say you got jeans on.
But yeah, I usually try not to wear jeans when I drive that car, but I can't avoid it at all times.
I know you're a pantsless kind of guy.
Well,
pants free in the Jag. That's the rule.
I like my athleisure, attire, but something that'll slip along there is great if you can manage that in the regular. Yeah. But the fact is, sometimes you're not going to have that stuff. So, sometimes you're wearing jeans.
Let's say in your fleet, Dane.
Yeah.
So the Flex has leather.
Yeah.
So you guys watch that video. I put some Color Lock conditioner. I put the elephant leather in. The way to keep up on it is to use Color Lock conditioner on those seats.
Okay.
Clean the seats, condition them. That will keep them staying healthy.
Yeah, because it gets hard over time. Those things
basically
become a little
getting out of the shower and putting lotion on your arms and your legs.
Sure.
Right? It's keeping them hydrated, keeping them protected. Now, the Jag.
Yeah.
It's a few years old. It's not new.
It's a 17.
Right.
So, yeah.
So when your dad had it, let's say your dad bought it new, which he didn't, but let's say he bought it new.
Sure.
He would put protector on it right off the bat.
Yeah.
And run protector for the first couple of years to keep it nice.
Okay.
Low mileage, doesn't get driven a lot, but he's protecting from getting in and out, that kind of thing. Then you pick it up.
Yeah.
You're going to obviously do more driving in it.
I drive it way more than
your dad did.
So, yeah.
So it's going to get more use than the previous owner, but it's also aged. Mm-hmm. It's not aged enough to need conditioner because it's still very new and fresh.
Very good shape
still feels very fresh. That's where protector comes in.
Okay. So
I mean sealant.
Okay, sealant. is the sweet spot.
Yeah. So protector for the first year, 2, 3 years, then sealant, and then like the flex conditioner because it's there. Now, you can put sealant. I can put sealant on the driver's seat of the flex. So let's say you bring the flex to me.
Sure.
I would put sealant on the flex on the front passenger seat.
Okay.
Right? Because you're going to be the only, I'm going to go, Dane, you got kids? No. Okay, I'm going to put this on there then.
The front passenger seat gets used maybe 30 to 40, maybe even 50% of the time. Driver's seat, all the time. Rear seats, virtually never, unless I'm hauling around guests, and that's rare, so I would call that like a 5 or 10%.
Yeah, so the rest of the seats could get conditioner. The driver's seat could get sealant.
Yeah.
Just to help protect it some more.
Makes sense.
See? So you can kind of play around that way, Peter. I hope that was a kind of a long-winded answer, but that's kind of the game plan for it.
But that's what I like because, when we have fewer questions, it's good to get in depth and give people kind of a nice thorough look at it. So that's what we're here for, guys. Okay, so we got JD here.
G-Tagnet claims their coatings are permeable and can coat 24 hours after dry. I haven't done it, but I wanted to mention it. So JD, we know that. We put a permeable coating on some 3-month-old clear coat that hadn't seen any sun.
Yeah.
Been sitting in a shop. And we still had some fogging.
Remember the fat man in the leather coat?
We still got some of that.
He sweated.
And we brought it up to them about that.
And then it was stuck in there.
So
like one of those terrariums with its own atmosphere.
So you guys are probably wondering how we remedied it.
Right, yeah.
It was a soft pad, a white Rupes pad, with prototype Uno Advanced.
Right, yeah. It was before it was
That's
available
what we used
in the market or anybody knew about it, yeah.
We polished out the fogging with Uno Advanced on a white pad. But because you're using
Advanced, you had protection in that.
We did have some ceramics.
And that played nice still.
Now, how it looks now, a year later,
couldn't tell you.
I don't have the car, so I don't know what to tell you. But that was what we noticed.
Yeah.
So I would just say everybody can say that their coating is permeable.
It may be technically true.
And it probably is 100%. It was probably just application error in that spot. But we still had that happen.
The margin for error still exists.
Seeing that happen in real time in our studio was something where we go, I'm going to change the way I explain to people to coat.
So going forward after that experience, we just say wait. Just wait.
Yeah. I wouldn't even coat 24 hours after being sprayed.
Yes, Eric.
Eric, that guy in a little leather coat. Yeah.
That guy in a little
Daytona
leather
Wall
coat.
says I left a freshly cleaned car outside while I was detailing another car and it got rained on. What do you think's the best way to get the rainwater off? Full wash or wipe off and go? You could actually mist it down with, if it's got rainwater on it, you can mist it down with O&R in a sprayer and just dry it.
Okay.
Just saturate the panel with O&R. Be all right. You can oversaturate it where it runs the rainwater off and leaves O&R behind.
Sure.
Scott, how long would you wait to correct polish new paint? Longer than you would wait to apply a coating? No. So it depends on, again, this goes right back to where the car is in its curing stage. So, and who the painter was. So it could go to the paint shop and they could spray a very soft clear coat on it. And they lay it flat. And it's still soft. The key is to take your thumbnail and just kind of press and see how soft, if it has a resiliency or able to bind. Do it somewhere very discreet so no one sees it. But put your thumbnail into the paint and see if you can get a mark, get it to mark. If you can, then I recommend not touching it.
Too soon,
I recommend
Junior.
Putting it in the sun and letting it sit for another couple weeks or a couple days. If it's 105 for 3 days, go park it out in the sun and you have no rain. Dude, that stuff will get rock hard.
If you're lucky enough to have some infrared lamps.
Yeah,
maybe?
or if you got some infrared lamps, throw some lights on it just to warm it up a bit, see if it helps. But I still recommend the sun over the infrared lights because it's more even.
Oh, yeah. Sun's a bigger power source at the end of the day, always.
But if you're like, we have been here in Boise where it's still very cold in the morning and it gets up to about 65, 70, but it's still windy.
Yeah.
It may take a couple weeks because it's not ever going to get too hot. Now, if it is 75 and you walk out, you're like, whew, man, that sun's right there and it's warm. It's not going to hurt it to pull it out.
No.
Let it sit. So depends on temperature and stuff. Scott, it also depends on how long they kept it in the booth. There's heat in the booth.
Yeah.
They'll run it up. They'll bake it. It's an oven, and they will let it sit in there. Some guys let it sit for 8 hours at 200 degrees or 175 degrees and let it just bake overnight like a pizza. Like they're just going to let it sit. That's okay. I had a dude literally pull a hood that he sprayed for me and had me like install it and ran his oven for like 20 minutes. Like in the middle of winter because he had forgotten to paint it. So he shot it, cranked it up for like 20 minutes. Said, oh, it's good. Oh, and I was holding it and I was leaving thumbprints in the clear. It was that soft.
Like wet concrete.
Yeah. I was just like, dude, dang it. Like this.
That's frustrating. That's really frustrating.
Like I know I'm going to have to polish those. I'm going to sand those out. Like, so, but it was middle of winter. He was behind. Yeah. He knew he was on a time crunch. He just knocked out, said, hey, here you go. It'll cure.
Rarely does anybody ever rush.
And I got to deliver to a customer.
Good a job as they would if they weren't rushed.
But truth be told, it really depends on the painter and when it's ready to go. Most times, the painter should know if it's ready for you to polish or correct.
Okay.
Because that is the next step. After cleared, most clears need to be compounded and polished. It's just what it has to have. So it needs to off gas a little bit, start to harden up, then you polish it out, then you deliver it to the customer. So most body shops are a couple days from spraying new clear. But again, it's based on bake time. I'm sure David Cervantes could pop in and help explain some of that or any of the other bodymen that are in the chats. So Luke Berge says, sorry, y'all, I'm back. I'm on yet another cruise. Fortunately, only 2 days left. Luke's got that living that luxury life.
How's the tan coming along?
Kicking back, working on his tan, sitting in a lawn chair, watching the senoritas, drinking a Mai Tai.
Out in the Bahamas. I mean, yeah.
Just enjoying life.
Good time.
Alex says, I'm proud of you for taking a vacation, Luke.
Good job, buddy.
Joey says, I got to assume that really old water spots, which look like they're floating in the clear on the roof. Oh, I've got what I assume are really old water spots, which look like they're floating in the clear. How do I go back fixing this?
Okay.
So, Joey...
Here's his follow-up there as
hasn't behaved like any other water spots I've taken out. So they've probably been there for a long time and you just haven't noticed them. Your jack reacher height, even though you can look down upon them, the light may not have been right for you to see. So I would probably, it's hard to say, but I would try and correct a spot. And then I would get basically get a bag of ice cubes, okay, from your garage or from your fridge, right? Just a gallon bag of ice cubes or even just a small sandwich bag of ice cubes. Mark out a spot on one of those that you see, right? Tape it off or at least eyeball and go, this is my spot. There's 3 water spots in here. Buff that section until you think you don't see it. And then immediately put that bag of ice on top of the clear and let it sit for a bit to get cold. Then wipe it with a towel and see if they come back. What happens 90% of the time is we'll polish our paint surface and it warms up and it swells. And those little spots are there. And then they disappear because they swelled. But then we put our wax on, we do our things, and it gets cold outside and the temperature starts to cool down and the panel
contracts,
cools down, and this is called dieback. And that's when the clear coat shrinks and it goes back to where it was and it leaves that stain still in it because they are in it. The only way to remove it is to sand. You might not have enough clear on your roof to do that. So that's why I say polish it, grab a bag of ice. If it's still there, dude, throw PPF over the roof and don't worry about it.
End of.
That's pretty much it. Otherwise, you got to repaint it.
Yeah.
Luke Berge, I still blame Dane for scheduling y'all's East Coast adventures. I'm literally my most busiest week of the year.
Actually,
sorry,
Levi
Luke.
prides himself on scheduling, so I had nothing to do with the scheduling on this one.
So,
but if that's the case, sorry, bud. But if you can find a way to come out still,
look,
just maybe a little window of time.
I gave out 2 options.
Yeah, you did.
Back in December, January, to all the brands. What works best?
We had to find
Everybody
where it lined
said May worked the best.
Yeah.
For them. So that's why we picked it.
Because everybody's busy earlier and everybody's busy later, but there's like a little gap in between where they were all cool with it.
Yeah.
So that's where it happened.
Jamie the Cleaner saying the cruise burgie in full effect.
Gotta love it. Complete with
JD
boat emoji.
says, I'll be at Detailed Image or Bedford Hills.
Oh, okay.
Detailed Image is in my backyard pretty much. And I'm actually the one who emailed y'all, Jared. But Bedford Hills on a Saturday sounds like fun. Maybe both.
Well, worst case scenario, or best case scenario, you do both.
That's right, Jared.
Depends on what you're up to. But I will say, at the first one, a Detailed Image, that one is going to be more of the tour of the museum kind of thing, whereas the other one is actually going to have live demos. You're more likely to get a sticker there.
The first 2 are pretty much just hangouts.
Yeah.
We will be, for you guys wondering, we are giving away a free sticker to those that actually show up.
One per
customer. But you will get a limited edition sticker. Nobody else will be able to get unless you're there in person to grab it.
Because people are going to look at this sticker and go, holy cow, where'd you get that? I want that. Because I know it's going to happen because they are cool. They're GTA style.
It'll be good.
So,
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, you like it. Okay, moving along. We got Greg Smith here saying, do you guys know when you'll be getting in the PNS Essence fragrances
So,
again?
Greg, I saw them in the warehouse. I don't know if they're in stock as of yet, but they were there yesterday.
So they exist.
They exist. They're sitting there in the stall, ready for picking and pulling. So
okay,
for the orders for ragcompany.com. So
best guess is
go on the website and take a look because they should be there. We have them in stock. I don't know if they've been updated on the website yet.
Worst case scenario, if you're not sure, just go ahead and call us.
Yeah.
And one of the customer service folks will be happy to help you out.
Yeah,
Josh. And they'll be able to verify. Okay, we got JoJo Crawdaddy. Hey, from rainy Colorado.
What's up, JoJo? How are you?
I was expecting to be from somewhere else. Let's see. Harry Housewife. Been playing with Jace Price. The final polish again this time. Had a few good hours with it. The stuff is unreal. We need that in the UK. I'm going to be so disappointed when I run out.
We've been working, Darren, to try and help John Hull bring it in. So...
I mean, it's such a cool kind of niche product, but it does work on so many things that other products are just so-so at.
Yep.
It excels.
Luke says, Alex, it feels amazing. My last paycheck had more overtime hours worked than regular. That's awesome.
No, good job, buddy.
I love that Luke Bergey's figured out a way to take a vacation.
Yeah.
But also be able to get a big overtime check and then go on vacation.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Doing a wash, clay, and seal with bead maker on my mom's car for Mother's Day. Could I use O&R in replacement of Absolute? I imagine it'd be okay. I just thought I'd get another option. Of course, that's how originally it was done. Was with O&R and car wax. If you go back in our archives, Ivan and I did that video years ago, and that was when we blew everybody's minds that you could do a wash, clay, and wax.
And he specifically chose that wax because the viscosity was such that when you're using it, you're not going to scratch.
Yeah, it was really good.
Not a bad way.
Forrest says, is there a correct quick detailer, or frost, for Diamond Body 36 on occasion? Any of our quick detailers work for Diamond Body 36.
Nothing wrong with any of them for that
any
purpose.
of them. Feel free. Whatever one you like or think smells the best.
Yeah.
Ed Iverson asking about the ceramic wheels kit because my client doesn't want me to remove the wheels for the application. Not sure what would be better for that process. So, Ed, I would just say this. If
Diamond
two
wheels.
things. No, diamond wheels will work. Any of them will work. But you got to explain to your customer that you can only do the faces of the wheel.
Right.
So you can't
reliably get all that surface area if you're not able to remove the wheel.
Right. Now, if they want to take the wheels off and bring them to you, then you can clean and coat all of them and then give them back to them.
But that's also an extra expense because that's a lot more time, labor, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're not cutting yourself short because you're doing the extra work and not getting paid for it.
So I had a customer that did that once. He paid for a coating job, paid to have the wheels coated.
Sure.
Had a windshield coating added on, had the car all coated. Then he goes, calls me up, dude, so I got the new wheels and the new tires. I want you to coat them I got them all mounted and balanced. Again, key mounted and balanced before you coat.
Yeah.
And he goes, I got them ready to go. Can I bring them to you? I said, have you put them on the car yet? Because I just took the other wheels off.
Make sure you clarify when they say mounted, they don't mean mounted on the car.
Yeah, and he goes, no. I've got them like in the bags, sitting in the back of the car.
Thank you, Siri.
Thanks, Siri. He's playing some music for me. It's weird. But basically, he brought the wheels to me bagged in the tires, like all set to go. Then I just coated them, and I charged him because they were already off.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do nothing. I charged him $50 a wheel. I said, yeah, I'll do them $50 a wheel, coat them. Because they were brand new. They were clean. I just had to give them a quick wipe down with O&R.
$50 is a good price, but that's because he took out a lot of the biggest pain in the butt part of it.
Yeah, and I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to put them on either. Mm-hmm. So I just gave them back to him when they were done. I put them back in the bags and said, here you go.
Car enthusiasts are like that, though.
Yeah, and he was like, sweet, thanks. And we loaded him up, and he was good to go. And then I knew he would be taking them down, having them put on, or he was going to put them on himself. So it really just depends. You can also say, I don't know if they have winter wheels or something that they like switching out. You can offer them that. You can say, hey, take the wheels off if you want. If they don't want you touching them, then you need to let them know, I can only do the face of the wheel. I can't do the barrels. I'm not going to climb under your car and try and coat the barrels in between the brake. I'm only getting the wheel face.
So maybe, like, if you have a website or you have your services listed somewhere, if you talk about wheel coatings, maybe put a little disclaimer, like specify with an asterisk, whatever. You're only coating the faces unless otherwise specified.
Yeah, that's what I said. I would include wheel faces in my coating jobs.
Sure.
Where I'd say, I'm just going to coat the faces. And then I'd say,
it's the part people see.
Wheels off was like, I charged $75 or something like that a wheel to take. So basically the way I worked it out was $25 to take it off and put it back on, and then $50 to coat it.
Yeah. So your $50 is your base price for that, and then $25 if you have to move them yourself.
Because then I look and I go, 4 wheels, it's an extra $200 for the coating job, and then I get another $100. So $300 to coat wheels and pull them. That was fine.
So this is somewhat related. I'm going off on a small tangent, but Gabe mentioned something earlier in this week to me, and I thought it sounded kind of funny, but I want to get your guys' take on this. So he talked to somebody about getting the windows tinted on like one of his cars, I think his Land Cruiser, and he mentioned, so I asked for all the windows to be tinted, and I was upset when the guy didn't tint my sunroof. And I thought, well, that's weird, because if you said windows, I wouldn't assume the sunroof would be covered.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't expect that. If I wanted the sunroof, I would separately specify I wanted the sunroof, but I would never expect that just by saying all windows. I thought that was a weird built-in assumption, and he insisted that's just the way it is. I don't understand why you wouldn't think that. So what do you guys think? Because I think that's kind of beyond what you
I've had
would
a number
expect.
of cars tinted, and the sunroof is never been up for question.
Just like the windshield is not a thing you would tint unless somebody really explicitly says.
Well, and you can ask for a visor strip.
Sure, yeah. Most states, they won't let you tint the windshield.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
mean
you can go,
places
hey,
don't
can
do
I have
it,
a visor
but-
strip? Can I do a visor? And they'll tell you how much it is.
But you have to ask for it. That's not something that's included when you say do all my windows.
All
they
my
just assume
cars-
you mean the side windows.
All of my cars, I don't have the
And the rear.
sunroof tinted.
Yeah.
Because sunroof is a different type of glass. And
Also, your
it's
sunroof usually has a slider
Yeah.
that can just cover
Now,
if you need it.
if you have a full panoramic roof,
Yeah. I mean,
that's a whole separate thing, because if you have a panoramic roof, 90% of the time from the factory, it's already got to have a certain level of stuff in it.
yeah.
Like it's going to have some tint on it. It's going to have
Like
some
in the
UV.
Jag, I've got
protection.
a panoramic roof.
It's
That is
gonna
already
have-
tinted from the factory.
Right.
Not too much, but, a decent amount. It's like maybe
Well, you got to remember, Gabe
75%,
Gabe is a very
60%.
demanding human,
yeah.
and he thinks
Expectations
he
are
thinks
crazy
when
high.
he asks for something
Yeah.
that he means all these other things, because he thinks it's all glass.
Mm-hmm.
He was just walking in.
Yeah. No, he's making faces.
But the point is, no, I've never had that conversation. Fun fact.
I just thought it was interesting. So I wanted to see, like, is that what other people expect? Because I've never expected that.
Yeah, fun fact, Harold out there has been tinting cars for probably 30 years.
Tinting?
Tinting cars for over 30 years.
Dang.
And I guarantee you he'd probably be on the same side as me.
Yeah.
And would make fun of...
I agree, too.
He would also make fun of Gabe and go, what the heck?
Why would you expect that?
Dude, nobody in the
history of tinting
He'll be like, you're the only person that's ever asked me to include the sunroof. That's what he would say.
I thought. And I was just like, I would never expect that. So why? What made you think that was normal?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I was just
Gabe,
curious.
Go ask Harold.
See what happens. Okay, so we got Luke Berge here, and at Jamie, you better believe it. Enjoying the Caribbean weather and the Long Island iced teas. Oh, he's getting some Long Island iced teas, of course.
JD
right.
said, where are we at? Yeah, I'm on the men. Finally, I have so much detail to catch on. Thank you, Yohiro. Glad to see you back.
Glad to have you back, bud.
And you're going to start with the 2004 quad. Is there anything I should be aware of? It's my first one, so I don't know if I can harm it easily with water in the wrong spot.
Does it mean like a
four-wheeler? You're good.
Like an ATV?
Just pressure wash it. You're good, man. You're not going to hurt nothing.
Yeah.
Frank Al says, hey, fellas, could you use Goof from KCX on truck side steps? They look better with a dressing, but anything slippery is not good for obvious reasons. Thank you. You could try it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't tried it on the plastic. So, but I'm sure you could.
I can't imagine it's going to hurt, but you'd really have to just test spot.
Yeah. Jamie the Cleaner says, Luke Berge, I hope there's a Flavortown burger joint by the pool to enjoy. And then he says...
Probably a cheeseburger in paradise is what I would expect.
He says, however, Jamie, I've been eating far too much food this week. Also, maybe dancing too much. But hey, probably won't see any of these people ever again. So you got to live it up. I love Luke
That's
dancing.
great.
I love it. Luke, have so much fun. I'm so happy for you, brother.
And plus, that dancing, that's going to offset all the food you ate. So you're good.
Yeah.
At least that's how I rationalize it to myself. And you can too.
There you go.
JD.
Thanks, guys. I'll go check out that Wash Wednesday. He's also taking it for PPF on the front end. He wants me to coat it after. Should I do PPF-specific coating on that area, or could I use one coating? You could use any of the Diamond ProTech line, and you could use use just their PPF coating on that, and use Diamond Body. But you could use either one. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
you're scooting off the page again, too. Come here. All right.
Joey. Dane is dismissing all the cleaning tips from Levi, knowing he's going to have him and Anthony do it. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and if these guys don't want to do it, I'll talk to Sydney. Sydney's nice, and she'll be happy to do it for money.
Yeah, but that's because you pay her.
Yeah.
You don't pay me. You're like, what? I got to do is
you always tell me how
break.
booked up you are, so I'm like, I'm not even going to bother. And Anthony only does Anthony is very exclusive. He won't even waste his time unless he's like,
you got to pay him.
But he's like only the creme de la creme kind of
certain glizzies and burgers.
It's 4 figures, not 3. So yeah. Anyway, we got Graham here.
What's up, Graham? Saying happy Friday Eve, lads. First car show of the year. This coming weekend, the XR3i is looking mint.
Nice.
Rag Company maintenance styles packed and ready for actions.
Perfect.
Thanks, man.
Great car, by the way.
And then Luke saying, I missed the first part. Where's the one and only all day Anthony? So Anthony is with his wife and daughter, and they are flying to California to go visit his sister. Spend the weekend there. So he's
actually on a vacation of sorts.
Yeah, so they're visiting his sister in San Diego.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
He's in California, basically. Hopefully he hooks up with, can see Joey and some other friends.
Yeah, so. Joey, be on the lookout just in case. I know it won't be hard for you to tower over everybody and just spot them in a crowd. But yeah. JD, thanks for the info on the fogging. I wasn't aware of it, but I saw on their site and thought about using it if I ever ran into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you know. Simon Birch.
Howdy, great Friday Eve. We'll have to catch up on the video tomorrow. Bummer. Thanks, Simon, though, for tuning in saying hello.
Yeah, always happy to see you.
Ron Ayotte, is pollen season done in Boise? I have 2 cottonwood trees that are shedding pollen that looks like a snowstorm.
Ooh.
Also, the pine pollen is around. So, pollen just started here. Yeah. Why, you ask? Because it's been snowing.
Until very recently. And then it was
literally last week, and then it rains. And we now finally are looking at some warm weather going into June.
70s and 80s are right around the corner.
So our pollen season just started this week.
But our spring is weird because spring is just like a little bit of storminess, and then we just skip right through the nice 60s, 70s. We just go straight into 90s and 100s. It's just like an immediate just ding, and there it is, and we're all
It's not
dying.
supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we haven't got it yet, but it will be for the rest of the summer. Daytona says, thanks, Levi. That's exactly what I did. I just wanted some reassurance. I wasn't a dum-dum.
You're not
there you
a
go, Dave.
dum-dum.
That's it, man.
You came
got
here.
It.
That's automatically like helpful, and that means you're not a dum-dum because you came to the right place.
Yeah. Ed, Diamond Protect Diamond Wheels versus G-Technic C5 wheel armor. What are your thoughts, concerns comparing the two against each other? They're both phenomenal coatings for wheels.
They'll both do the job.
They'll both do the job. They're amazing. The difference is realistically chemistry between the two and heat
the heat resistance, I would say, on Diamond wheels is probably higher, but it's already at such a point, even with C5.
It's double.
It doesn't matter once you get past a certain point.
It's almost double what C5 is.
Yeah.
But it's so high, you're never going to get there with your wheels.
So in case you're wondering, that's the nano diamond effect going on. And now is a good point, before we move on, to actually take a little bit of a break. Not too long, though. Just grab your snacks, take a bathroom break, whatever you got to do, and get back here in just a couple minutes, where we'll be continuing with your questions, which, by the way, includes some more. We got stuff coming up here. So see you in a sec.
Holy cow! Wow! Dane, that was amazing!
Dane, I didn't know you could do any of that stuff.
Neither did I.
Wow!
Well, now that you're an actual bartender,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm thinking maybe whip us up some signature
Oh,
cocktails.
yeah!
I mean,
Dane, do it!
I mean, it's my first day, but let me see what I can whip up.
Nice.
Oh! What?
Jeez, Dane!
What?
Oh my God!
Wow, Dane.
Dane!
For being your first day, it's pretty amazing. Looking for feedback. Let me know what you think.
Oh my God! This stuff smells amazing!
Good, all right.
Well, Levi, Dane, cheers, man.
Cheers. Nice.
Bottoms up.
Cheers. Thanks, Dane. Oh my God! God, why are you spitting my drink up? I worked hard on that. What is in it? Is that polymers?
My mouth is encapsulating.
Why would you even know what polymers taste like?
Tastes like chemicals. Did you feed us chemicals?
What did you put in this?
Oh.
I made you a nice drink. Oh. These are supposed to be nice. Oh, guys, that's my car.
What?
You hit my car. God, guys, if you didn't want the drinks, you could have just given them back to me or something.
Dane.
Are you seeing that shine over there? On the car.
Oh my God. Dane, what did you put in that stuff?
What, in your drinks?
Yeah.
Some water and some Absolute.
Absolute vodka?
No? PNS Double Black Absolute Rinseless. What? Wait a minute. Are you trying to poison us?
Dane! Did you just make us drink rinseless wash?
No, definitely didn't do that.
Absolute Rinseless Wash is not for oral or suppository consumption.
Looks pretty good.
It does, however, leave a hell of a clean and smooth surface on your vehicle.
Wow.
PNS Absolute Rinseless Wash. Mix responsibly.
Is that something? I mean, it's pretty good. I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm kind of liking this.
Yeah.
So just don't drink it.
No.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't drink it for the future.
But do put it on cars.
Yeah, it's good. It's for cars.
Put it on a car. Okay.
Not inside yet. All right, guys, we need to come up with the best commercial for our friends at Home to Sweets. So, what ideas do you got?
Ooh, I have one. Okay,
All right.
picture this. Drone shot. 3/4 angle.
Yeah.
Home to Sweets sign.
Yes.
And the large parking garage that puts you out right next to your room.
We cannot do that. For the last time, Glenn, you're an unlicensed operator, and we can't fly in Class C airspace.
On a scale.
Yeah, that is a problem. Okay, pivot.
The general store.
Yeah.
Right, that's something. They have chips, ice cream, souvenirs, whatever you need.
Excuse me, sir. You still have to pay for those. Sir, hey, get back here.
How would you say the breakfast is there?
Delicious. Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I like it. But I also want to highlight the room.
Oh, of course.
One of the most important parts. The beds are huge. You have an area for your laptop so you can type some things up. But also, one of my favorite parts are hands down the bathrooms.
Gum, sir.
Don't mind if I do.
Cologne.
Yes, please.
So, Anthony, I don't know how to tell you this, but there are no bathroom attendants at the Home to Suites.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, all right. I can agree on that, right? But the cologne can stay.
Maybe if you packed it in your bag.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But that's besides the point, right? The Home to Suites is right next to a Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's offers a wide variety of fine meats, cheeses, and wine for a romantic night out.
I like that.
Right? Yeah. Make use of that kitchenette.
Of course, that's genius.
Ooh, what about the pool?
Yeah, the pool.
And of course, after a long, hard day, it's always nice to be able to relax in the pool. I don't really know how to swim, but this is just as relaxing.
Sir, the pool is only 4 feet deep.
Yeah, me and bodies of water don't really get along too well. Also, they have a gym. You know, we all know how hard it is to stay in shape, and you know, when you're on the road, you're eating those dinners.
But look, I think that we can all agree the Home to Suites is a very nice place.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's also very welcoming. It's got a great staff. They're always available to help you.
Good vibes, good
And
vibes.
it's right in the heart of downtown.
Also good vibes.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys knew this, they were rated #1 hotel in Boise by TripAdvisor.
Oh, that's very prestigious.
Pretty amazing, right?
That's great. Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to the second half of
yes.
Q&A Thursday, where I am joined by Levi Gates, fellow host,
Hello,
and
hello.
no Anthony, but that's okay. He's having a good time. It's not a bad time. He's just out with family.
Yeah,
so.
he's on a dad venture with the wife and kid.
Yeah,
so.
Dadthony is doing his thing.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's just like the Jag venture
yeah, that's right. We gotta try and shoehorn
Only-
that in
only
any way
it's
we can.
with his family.
Any housekeeping before we start in on these comments?
No,
anything
just
like
know that we are going to be in the East Coast, northern
that
East
graphic
Coast,
up.
mostly just New Jersey and New York.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to be. End of the month, end of May, the 24th through the 28th. Please come see us. We're going to be all over. We're going to be in Saratoga Springs on Wednesday, the 24th. We're going to be at Norwood, New Jersey on Thursday, the 25th. We're going to be in Long Island Detail Supply on the 26th in Long Island. And then 27th, we are going to be
there's the
at
graphic. All
Haggerty
right. Yes.
Garage and Social, Bedford Hills, New York. So, with all our friends.
Yes. So the first
Come
two
see
are
us.
going to be kind of like a hangout visit type thing. We're going to be doing a little bit of just meet and greet style stuff, a little lower key, but it'll be fun. It'll be a nice time, and you'll get to go to places maybe you haven't had a chance to actually take a look at before. But on those last 2 days, those are going to be a little more involved. Those on the 26th and 27th, those are going to have some live demos. Those are going to be having various things going on that kind of step it up a notch, I would say, and give you a reason to come out if it wasn't wasn't already a reason enough to just see us. So
Yeah.
we're not claiming to be the only reason you want to go, but we certainly hope you're part of it. So,
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of
yeah.
folks. Like I said, we're going to, I believe, the boys from KCX there. We're going to have
we got Rupes, we
Duffy
got Swag
from
Rides.
Rupes. We're going to have Glenn from Swag Rides. We're going to have Lars and Brian Guy from Color Lock are going to be there. And then we're also going
PNS,
to
of
have
course.
Keith Duplessis of PNS hanging out.
Yeah.
So come say hello to all of us. We're going to enjoy it.
Lastly, sticker. If you
We
go,
We will have a special edition sticker only available in person at the shows at each location, and you have to come see me, Dane, or Anthony to get one.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work.
and you're only
So,
going to get one. Unless
if you get a hug or shake a hand with us, you get a sticker, but that's
Yeah.
the only way you get it.
if you can convince one of us that maybe, just maybe, there's someone who couldn't make it that's also a fan of this show.
They're also going to need to text us and send a picture of where they are with
we
the
need
newspaper
a
of that day.
confirmation, and then we just might give
Yeah.
you one more sticker, but it has to be for them. That's how protective
Correct.
we are of these special
Yes.
edition stickers. So once again, Luke, I know you love stuff. Hans, I know you're dying to be there. Sorry you can't find a way to do
Hans,
it.
you
but
can find a way to do it. Get on a plane, and fly to Newark, and then
yeah.
come roll with us.
Just super casual like, you know? So anyway, just letting you know, there's a very special sticker
Yeah.
you're only going to be able to get that way. But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And we should do that more in the future when we do these
See what
things as a
happens.
little plus. But anyway, I got David Cervantes here.
Answering the
saying-
question, we buff and polish paint the next day or 2 days after, but very carefully for fresh paint. So there you go. Alpha Detail Supply asking, how'd the tint class go? Awesome.
yeah.
Not only did I cut myself, but I got 3 of the 6 windows tinted on my car, and I am very proud of it. I tinted many times.
They're the best 3 windows you've
The
ever tinted.
best 3 windows I've ever done.
Nice.
And I'm pretty proud of myself. And I think I can just keep the repetition has been helpful to try and get figured out and go, okay, now I know what I'm doing on this part. I know
So
what
what
doing
I'm
on this
hearing is the class works.
part. Class works. It's a great
Okay.
class, wonderful class.
How
Harold
do
did a great
People
job.
sign up for those things anyway.
So they go to Avery Dennison's graphics website. So
Okay.
AD Graphics on Instagram or Facebook. You can also just type in Avery Wrap certification, Avery Tint class, Avery PPF class, and it'll take you to the website on Avery Dennison and AD Graphics North America. And that way you can find the latest and greatest and next training in your area and who's hosting and
Nice.
what it is. So
Because we are trying to make it more of a point to offer more classes here, provide a venue for more of these places that we like to
Yeah.
be able to come in and do their thing.
Well,
do
what's
the-
super
the
cool about the
classroom
Avery
experience.
classes is you get, not only do you get tools, so you get the class and the training, you get the tools needed to start the job,
Yeah.
and you get a roll at the end of the class. Afterwards, you get a roll of product
So that's included in the
of your,
cost
of
of the
your
class.
choice
It
shipped
just
to
goes
you,
straight to
and it's
that.
all included in the class. So
That's nice.
this tint class was $600. You get $600 worth of value out of it.
Sweet.
You sign up for the color change class. It's I think $999 or just like it's $899 or something like that. Just under $1,000, but you get $1,000.
I mean, that's
Worth of
really no
stuff
downside
afterwards,
as long
and
as
so
you're serious about it.
Super
it's worth
cool.
it.
Really appreciate it. Really enjoy it. Really love working with the Avery team because of that. So,
They've all been really cool.
like I said, we got another color change class coming up in July, third
Booked
week
out
of
yet?
July, and then we've got a 3M class through Fellers, 3M Fleet class in June. I think June 20th.
Okay. So tell
we're going
folks
to
you
try
know.
and have that on our website with links so that you can sign up and all that stuff.
On the upcoming
on
events
the upcoming
page.
events page. As soon as we get it okayed by John, like I said, he's been traveling quite a bit. So we haven't seen him for a couple days. So
Yeah, he's been busy. All right.
Kimberly. Greetings, guys. Going to test solution finish on my daughter's rental. Just a small area. Thanks for your videos. I know I can do it. Don't suck at detailing. That's right. Get it, Kimberly.
That's right.
It's fine. Alcohol, solution finish, a dry towel, you're done.
Also, solution finish, never seen a bad result from it.
Just wear gloves because it doesn't come off your fingers.
Yeah. And
For a long time.
if you like kind of overdo it or go past the spot you want to go to, very simple to just clean
wipe it
back
off.
up.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're on it quickly. All right, we got Glenn here. Speaking of new car paint, I remember vividly some intense discussions at my old Mercedes account with the master tech. He was fairly adamant that we don't even wax the new cars.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
We compromised, and I imagine compromised instead of comprised, and waxed only the black cars as they needed more love. The rest was spray wax.
Yeah.
And like everybody who's been around detailing classes for longer than 5 minutes knows, the black cars just happen to show up more, but the same thing is happening on any car that has clear. So that's something that's,
The
you just
biggest
can't
thing
see it
is,
as easily.
well, especially fresh clear, or new cars, 9 times out of 10, you don't have to do anything to them. So, yes, us as detailers now see all the defects in new cars all the time, but especially in those early mid-90s, later 90s, early 2000s, Mercedes, the clear is very hard. So they pretty much were okay and perfect on the lot. So, Ron says, Kimberly, you'll love it. Joey says, thank you, Levi. I'll give the ice trick a shot. Otherwise, it sounds like this roof is going to get a black vinyl treatment. It's a good point. A good way to do it. Joey says, I got some new buckets. Any revisions on to the bucket stickers coming soon? No, not at the moment.
No, we updated them in the last year. I think that's good for a while.
Yeah. Alpha Detail Supply says, first-time business owner here in the detailing industry. Any advice? We're 6 months open so far. We are a supply store and a detail shop. Mm-hmm. Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Alpha, where are you guys located? And then what kind of advice are you looking for? Like, that's the biggest thing is, are you looking for how to build a supply store, or are you looking to how to keep your detail shop running? What?
Like, give us a Cliff's Notes version.
I can give you a lot of advice.
What you have, what you do, and where you're looking to go.
I can tell you that sloppy joes are really good to eat. I like shredded cheese. I like putting shredded cheese in my sloppy joe. That's some advice.
Okay. I mean, that's advice. I don't know if it's
I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's relevant. So what kind of advice are you looking for based on that? I mean, congrats. 6 months open. That's awesome, man. Hugo Flyerfly saying, hey, guys.
Hey.
Why does Beadmaker reduce the hydroponics, the hydrophobics of my ceramic coating, CarPro Light? Because the ceramic coating has a certain surface tension. So when you put a coating on a car, it has what's called a contact angle.
Right.
The degree of the contact angle is usually what sells a coating. So let's say that coating, CarPro Light, has a contact angle of 100 degrees. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'm just guessing. Say it's 100 degrees. That's at which point the water, that's where the hydrophobics are. That's where the water falls off the surface. That's how much of the liquid is actually suspended in a circular form. Beadmaker, not saying this is true, just saying could have a contact angle of 90 degrees.
Sure.
10 degrees less, meaning that more liquid is going to sit on the surface. So the bubble, so let's just say this is a circle, right? That's the drain drop. A 90-degree contact angle is maybe right across this line. That's how much is sitting. 100 is like just a little lower. So more. Products like...
Your mic is totally not facing anything.
Yeah, sorry. Products like Diamond Protec, which have a very high contact angle, right? 120, 130, 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking right down in here of how much of a bead of water sits on the surface.
If you're looking at a flat plane, the surface you're working on from the side...
Cross-section.
If you're looking at, direct cross-section, like a two-dimensional drawing, it's just flat, but here's your surface, and then how much of that bubble is visible above that flat plane. That is how you determine your contact angle, how much of the angle is left when it goes above or below that line. Because the bottom is just flat. It's just against that. But... you can get some pretty crazy contact angle these days, because I know like Diamond Protec stuff is definitely
it's the highest contact angle of stuff we have.
Yeah.
So that's why. That's why we always say there's no reason to put a topper that is not of the brand. So that's why when you put I can't remember what CarPro's topper is on top of a CarPro product.
Not Reload.
Reload.
Or is it Reload? Okay.
That's why when you put Reload on CarPro Light, it's because it's the exact same contact angle. That's why C2V3 is about 110 degree contact angle. It's the same as what's on the coating, is 110 degrees. So that's why we say, just so you know,
or like Quick Body on top of
on top of the Diamond Protec stuff. That's why we say if you put Beadmaker on top of a coating or anything, if you put Reload on top of Diamond Protec stuff, you're going to lower the contact angle.
Yeah. So this is not exclusively Beadmaker's fault.
it's temporary.
Yeah.
Because the coating is going to do its job and try to shed that topper as well. So even if you think it's going to last 3 to 6 months, it's not, especially if it's not of that manufacturer because the chemistries are different.
The fact is you're masking the characteristics of the surface that you're covering. So whatever the case may be, whatever you put on there is exactly like you're saying. It's just don't expect it to be the same because you put a different surface on there.
Well, that's why they don't tell you to put reload on every time that you try to wash your car.
Well, yeah, you end up clogging stuff out.
They ask you to put it on once a year.
Which
twice
I know
a year,
most
maybe.
people who use it are not using it
and
once
they
a year.
go,
They're using
what?
it way more than that.
Yeah. So then they say just use a quick detailer or some drying aid. Beadmaker is a polymer sealant. It works very well with Inspiration. It works very well with Legend. And it actually doesn't work very well with Legend. Defender works better with Legend.
Yeah.
For those reasons.
But
Chemically, they're very similar.
This goes back to people, once again, being so obsessed. They think every time they go wash their car, all the protection is gone. I need to put new stuff on it.
No.
It's like, well, hold your horses. The protection is still there. It just may be a little dirty, gunked up, whatever, depending on what your conditions and environment are. But
just wash your car with some high, just rewash it with either a high alkaline soap or just clean the Beadmaker off by that one.
Good coatings tend to have a pretty good chemical resistance, so you should be okay.
Yeah, John Gorecki saying, years back we took our kids to the human body exhibit. Didn't think I would like it, but found it quite fascinating. The pic reminds me that underneath the stuff that makes us all different.
And I suspect that was what was going on here, because I have seen like those human body exhibits, those things, and it is gnarly, but it is interesting. So totally get it, John. We got Jay Salinas here saying, hello. Happy Friday Eve, guy. Where's Anthony? Well, we already explained that.
He's on a trip.
He's on vacation. He's on a trip.
Fazal saying, sup, guys. Finally got a chance to decon my ride this weekend. I used a medium clay mitt and iron remover. Finished it off with some bead booster, and it's so smooth now. Nice. Awesome, Fazal. Congrats, man. Ethan, what would you guys recommend to get water spots off of a shower door? They're really bad. Would you suggest coating it with diamond glass after or no, since it's not a well-ventilated area? So CLR is great. They make that for bathrooms.
Removes calcium.
You could try MDR. You could try FSE. You could try G-Technic water spot remover, but just know that it's like vinegar, so you're going to smell. It's going to have a scent.
It's going to be a little sour smelling.
But once you get it clean, then you could coat it.
Also,
and
you
you'd
must
be fine.
have hard
Just turn on a
water
fan. I'm assuming you have a fan in your bathroom.
You should.
An exhaust fan. You can
eliminate the
click that
moisture over
on,
time.
and maybe if you have a window. Jonathan T says, Levi, what's your experience with Hyperseal as a standalone? It's a great product as a standalone product, too. It's a killer sealant.
There you go.
Ryan Rigdon says, no sunroof.
Yeah, he's basically
Joey
replying
says,
to the whole
sunroof
question.
usually already has tint on it, so I've never seen it or assumed it was in a tint package. I know, Joey, that's because you are a normal human being, and so is Ryan.
Yeah.
You're regular,
practically minded.
regular people.
You don't assume things.
Yeah.
That aren't
you don't
necessarily
assume that the world is going to give you everything.
Right. I mean, that's mighty presumptuous.
Right. Kirby says, for a sunroof, I requested they install the ceramic to reflect the UV. Huge roof in an F-150.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
newer F-150s have that huge panoramic.
Yeah. So again, see, Kirby requests the sunroof.
But you had to specifically request it.
Yeah.
And that was the part I thought was interesting, was that he just expected it to be
Joey
there.
says, Vessi owners are known to act that way. It's true. They feel that their waterproof shoes allow them to ask the world for anything.
There's just a high degree of entitlement.
A very high degree of entitlement. It's because their shoes are waterproof that they think that they can do that. They can get away with
everything else is that easy.
Yo Hurl says, I do, and thank you. Welcome back, friend. Luke says, my CSL EXO is worn off the truck 4 years, and I torture tested it out. What coating would you recommend? I'm really looking for the toughest option. Truck sees a lot of mud, soot, salt, etc. Luke.
Yeah. Is it time?
Time to go DB36, baby.
Yep.
I think you need it.
I think you'd like that with quick body on top. I mean, it's very satisfying to look at.
John Gorecki says, years back, we took it. We already read that one.
Yep.
Superficial stuff, we're more alike than different. That's what he finished up. Yep. No, it is fascinating. I know my kids would love that. My son probably, I don't know. He probably would. Hadley would probably love it. Rag Company, I didn't realize the sunroof required a request for tinting. Yes, game.
That was the whole
Fazal says,
conversation.
Luke, Fazal says, Luke, where are you? What island?
Nassau, the Bahamas, I believe.
Alex says, excited to see Luke's dance videos online. Elongated Muskrat says, my car only had bead maker since 2020. Heavy coat, then applied every 2 weeks as a drying aid. Best, fastest way to strip it before applying Diamond Quick Body. Want a quick wash, Iron Buster and clay. You just use like Power Clean or Forced heavy on it. Spritz the paint down, let it sit, agitate, rinse it off, then wash it. Should be good to go.
Yeah.
Glenn says, would think the windshield or sunroof would be a separate thing for tint. Agreed.
Exactly.
Glenn, again, another normal human being.
It's nice to know we have so many normal people in our chat.
What to ask for, what not to.
But if you're not normal, that's okay too. We just might need to, adjust expectations along the way, because you might expect certain things that aren't built into the cost.
Yeah. So it's nice to know that so many people are on our side.
Yes.
Fazal says Nassau should be leaving port in the next few minutes.
Oh, he's
then
already
Fazal
on the move.
says, okay, still a bit away from me. Then Kimberly said, tried goofing Defender this week. The haters were like, yeah, you just cleaned your math. There you go. And then Ed says, Anthony is in the sunny south. Hope he gets a ride on a fan boat with his family. I do too. He was saying that. He had, it was funny. He sent us a picture in the group chat of him wearing, I think he just had on overalls, but with one
strap down.
And then he had like the legs cut so that they were like to here.
Oh,
like,
so they're almost like capris, but
they were like capris, but
like
not
super podunk capris.
Yeah. And then he had flip flops.
Okay. Did he have
and
a
then
straw hat?
Yes.
Yes.
And a piece of wheat, but no shirt on.
No.
And he said, getting packed, ready to go.
Okay.
To California.
Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out. And I thought that was an interesting point. But he says that's what they wear over there.
Yeah.
So we said, wow, okay, San Diego.
Yeah.
And he goes, guys, that's where I'm going.
There's certain rules.
He said something about catching some June bugs on the porch at his sister's and some other things. I was very impressed.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yes.
Exactly. And for some reason, he packed a banjo. Don't know what that was about. He doesn't even play it. No.
No.
Again.
Okay. Yeah, I would be surprised if he hid that talent from us.
Very confused. Luke
says,
you will have to catch up, Alex, on the next season of Amish Teen Dancing takes on the Oasis of the Seas. Joey says, high 90s starts Saturday in Modesto, adjacent Sacramento.
Oh, yes, your
there
capital.
You go. And then Ryan says, do you guys have an update on the storefront? I thought I remember hearing on a podcast recently, but can't remember. Very funny, Ryan. It's not ready yet.
Ryan, we talk about this literally anytime somebody comes by, and it's not you. I promise we're not mad at you. It's just, it's so frustrating to always have the same disappointing answer every time someone asks, is we're waiting.
Nothing's happened.
The ball has not been in our court.
Oh, we're getting close. It's nothing has happened.
We always do what's required, and then we pass it along, and then it's just crickets. And we just wait for, like, the... it's
the building's been done for a while. We finally got a partial, like a temporary occupancy permit to put pallets in there, just to
put
storage.
Stuff on the floor.
We can put stuff on the floor, but we can't put up racking. We can't do anything.
Can't build any walls for a storefront. None of that. Not yet.
They're letting us use it for storage at the moment, so we're just waiting, get that final occupancy permit, and then we can get contractors in and get the whole place built.
We'll be very excited, and we will scream it from the rooftops when that happens.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll see.
You'll
know. The day
Trust
we start
me,
cutting wood, you'll be amazed. So, Joey yelling out home to Sweets.
Hey, we got a yeller.
Raphael saying, hey, fellas, happy Friday Eve. Would pressure rinsing an alkaline foam enough to neutralize what's on the paint before I use an acidic soap for contact wash? Yes. Yeah, you should be good, especially between those two.
Yeah.
Joey says, I'm not too sure about driving for 10 hours to measure hands with Anthony. Maybe if he meets me halfway, I'll reconsider.
Well,
you don't have to drive 10 hours.
I mean,
Sacramento to San Diego is not 10 hours, dude.
That's like 6 or 7. No, well
okay. How about this?
San Diego to San Francisco is still like 5 or 6 hours.
Right. So what we do is have him drive it in the early morning. So, Joey, if you could drive at about 3 a.m., that would be probably 2 a.m. Let's make it an even 1 a.m. That way you get there before traffic starts.
I just remember in my 1 year living there, always avoid the 405. I know that.
Yeah, just take the 1, avoid the 405.
PCH the whole way.
It's
good. Longer, it's prettier.
Yeah.
But
well, do it at 1 in the morning when there's no one out.
Yeah.
And you can just see the stars, and that's it.
Totally fine. Go past like Carpinteria and Ojai and all that stuff. But All right. Anyway,
Graham says, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I didn't think that's actually Dane doing the cocktail mixing in the Absolute video. Hairy arms. Yeah, that's Josh Petro.
I have hairy arms, but not nearly as hairy as that guy. My hair is like more blondish. It's a little lighter, so you can't see it as much, but his are very pronounced.
Yeah, it was Josh Petro wearing his shirt and the detailer's helper belt.
But, we tried.
David Cervantes says, sorry, I wasn't really interacting until now. Just got off work. Time for a Thursday Eve rinseless wash.
Enjoy it.
David, that sounds like a great day.
That's all right.
Yeah. And then Alex Dewar says, thrilled to see Tony Mazel joining the PNS team. And then Joey says, I'm also happy that Tony is no longer lost. Yeah, we're stoked to have Tony in on that with the team.
Good guy.
Gary from Long Island says, on Long Island.
Yeah.
Mad face.
Let's see. Oh, did I skip something?
No, you're good. Visiting TRC is now second on my list. When I visit Boise, Home to Suites is now the first place I want to go. There you go.
Honestly, that's the right order. You should. That way you can relax when you get to TRC.
Yeah,
everything's already taken
right.
care of back at the H2.
They take care of you.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Harry Housewife says, Graham Marshall, now you say it, I think you may be right. And then it's not Dane. And then David Cervantes, Dane, do you accept bribes for the East Coast Adventure sticker, Ford Flex objects? Yeah, if you could send him parts for his Ford Flex, David, any wrecked ones that you find, half bumpers, broken headlights, taillights, A pillars, B pillars, C pillars, Dane will take them off
If
your
you
hands.
have non-exploded tires, maybe I'll be interested in those. Yes.
I know. One thing that would be great is a damaged steering wheel.
Oh, okay.
For Dane. One that already has had the airbag deployed.
Oh,
that's something I know you've always been wanting.
Okay, truthfully, you know what I've been looking for that is so hard to find? I'm just going to end up wrapping it. That back finish panel, right? That the silver finish panel I have on the back between the taillights.
You find one off of a platinum.
If you find a black one off of like a titanium edition or whatever, I want it.
Oh yeah, yours is a platinum
because I've already got the blacked out taillights. I swapped those out for the blacked out taillights. It looks a million times better. I need that finish panel that goes along the middle of the hatch, though. That's going to seal it. That and a grill, the black grill.
Waxstock sticker, Harry Housewife. That's a good idea. We might have to talk to Nate, see if he can do that.
We should do that. Because they're going to be limited quantities. I just want to say, don't expect to see a ton of these rolling out. They're not going out in orders or anything like that. So just got to pay attention.
Yeah. Gary from Long Island. Oh, Joey says, I can't make it, but I need a sticker. And then Gary from Long Island says, firstborn sons for stickers, because Gary wants to be a gatekeeper of that. That'd be great.
That's a problem. That just sounds like more work. Another. No.
Yeah, he's going to take all your firstborns.
Keep the.
And then he says it's a fair trade.
Oh, he says fair trade, yeah.
And then Alex Dewar says he'll send you a sensual video for a sticker, Dane, if you'd like. And
that would immediately make me refuse to give stickers.
Han says that would be a very expensive sticker. And then David Cervantes says, all those locations are 8 hours away from me.
Oh,
sadness.
Come on.
Luke says, headed to dinner. Catch y'all later. Enjoy the surf and turf, Luke.
You know, I
Enjoy
think
it.
Maybe. Okay, one compromise we can make. If, for some reason, we don't run out,
we'll see what we have left over.
Maybe we keep a secret stash here at TRC. If somebody finds their way here for an event or something, maybe we dip into that.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
No guarantees.
We'll see.
Maybe.
David Cervantes says, see ya, Luke. And then Lahan says, later, Luke. And then Kirby, Levi, did you fix the window on the truck, or was this all done on the wife's car? No. So I actually tinted the window that was broken. I was able to lower the motor itself.
Okay.
And then, I had Josh push the button, and then I pulled on the window and slid it down until it caught.
Okay.
So it basically came free of the track.
Well, that's all.
Is what it is. And so the motor slides up and down, and the window just kind of slides up and down. So when the motor is up all the way, it holds the window up. But if the motor gets rolled down and goes all the way to the bottom, then the window just slides freely in the thing. So that's what I did, was I just lowered it enough to crack it, finish out my edges, all that stuff, and then I pushed the button and it rolled it up. And then I finished the bottom. And I've got it left up. Serrano says, God bless the rag company. Thank you, Serrano.
Right back at you, Serrano. It was so great to meet you when we were in Chicago. You're automatically a buddy. You're cool. We like you.
David says, I have always been told never wax fresh paint. This is all to me. It's all news to me that you can wax it. I don't know if you meant to say that.
That autocorrect is really not doing you any favors.
So you can wax it, but the problem is old body shop guys assumed that all wax was bad.
Yeah.
What they didn't realize was they would go like, don't wax it because you put protection on it. And you're going to seal that in. Wax washes off with usually most of the first soaps and things like that.
It's the easiest to remove.
It's one of the easiest and doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
So old paste carnauba waxes also had cleaners in them. And many old waxes, depends on the carrier agent that you're using. So a lot of them are full of solvents. So if you have like, let's say Fantastique.
Okay.
It has a very low solvent, low carrier solvent. So you can put it on, because it's a hard wax.
Okay.
You can put it on fresh paint and let it sit.
Create that shell.
And it dries, and then you wipe off the wax. But it doesn't have the flash,
right,
where it stays wet for a really long time, where you get from the beeswax from Kosh Chemi's wax.
Okay.
So that has a very high, it doesn't have a solvent, but it has a very oily base.
Kind of effect to it.
So it stays wet longer.
Okay.
The reason we carry those two is because they're such safe waxes, paste waxes to put on vehicles. Very similar to our Malo wax that we used to carry and that kind of thing. So I probably wouldn't have done Contact 121, but Malo wax was such a perfect little wax to put on the surface. Super
user-friendly. Yeah.
Very nice, very simple, very easy. So
yeah.
But so wax is okay. The difference was though, David, back in the old days, you get an old school can of turtle wax, it's just gonna, you're asking for trouble. So, Serrano says, Dane, I miss you. Had a blast with you guys.
Right back at you, buddy. It was great riding on the cars
Sorry I didn't get to meet you, man.
No, he's super cool. We got to find a way to have him come around.
Definitely. Alex says, slop dogs. Joey Belinsky says, loose meat.
Oh, boy.
Alex says, time for a quarterly checkup on the title situation of the red truck. How we doing?
How's it going?
Same. Haven't done anything yet, guys. Sorry. I need to get it done. Carly will kill me if I don't get that
registration
thing.
Just like toast on it?
I haven't touched it. It's not been non-registered for 2 years, Dane.
So okay, so it's just straight up it never got renewed. So
No, they never renewed it. They literally ran it for the year, didn't renew it. I didn't call. So what I'm going to try and do is call and go, I'm going to play dumb. I'm going to call them and say, hey, I want to register my truck. And they're going to go, oh, all right, cool. What do we do? And I go, yeah, I was trying to do it online, but it's not coming up. It shows it. And then it says I have to call. And so they're going to be like, well, we have a title situation here. I'll be like, oh, well, what do I got to do to fix the title?
Yeah, help me out.
Hold a second. Let me see where it is. Let me find out. And then I can start the new spiel.
Okay. Levi, you got to work on your acting chops. Make sure you convince them over the phone.
Also going to try and be super nice because the last time I kind of got mad.
Well, also they were not very nice to you.
Yeah, she was a very nice person.
Maybe you get someone who's a little nicer.
So I'm hoping I get a new person that can go hunt it down. And the person that's mad at me that hid it, that hid my title, will have to come to, they'll have to come clean.
Really brush up on those customer service skills.
Otherwise, I'm going to Vermont to get a title for the truck.
Well,
we're over there.
That or Montana, I guess.
Eduardo says, yo, I'm actually here for the live. Eduardo, welcome. Eduardo. That's awesome. Joey says, my heart surgeon told me he couldn't make it to the East Coast meetup and wanted one of those limited edition stickers.
What's your heart surgeon's name?
Okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, that's a pretty serious, tall order. Just let us know.
So Alpha saying they're in Calexico, California. Sorry. Well, the passion I have is the retail side and to be able to grow the area and support new and current detailers.
Okay.
Awesome, man.
Cool.
No, that's
I
great.
like
The biggest thing is education. Be open to brands, but be knowledgeable of those brands. Try and learn everything you can about the products that you're selling because it's really going to go a long way for your customers. The one thing that I had that is that was hard for me was I had two guys that were detail suppliers back in the day. One was extremely knowledgeable and would actively help me solve a problem. The other one, sweetheart of a guy, but knew absolutely nothing about the products he sold and literally just sold the product. Do you want it or you don't? And when I would ask him questions about the product, he would read the back of the label to me. That changed the way I bought my chemicals. I stopped buying as much stuff from him. I bought tools from him because he had a better deal and that his tools I thought were a little nicer.
It's if you already knew
but
you wanted
the chemicals I bought from the other guy, because he was such a helpful individual that helped me fix problems when I had that. His name's Tom Smith.
I was saying, that guy's name, Albert Einstein.
And that guy's name's Tom Smith, owner of Buff Bright and For Real. So, and his old company is a great company, still in business. And one of my old employees works for them now and is doing that job. He is a 22-year-old detailer, or 22-year.
Yeah, should probably clarify. You look at him, you're like, that man is not 22.
He's 43 years old, and he's been detailing for 25 years.
He's got years under his belt.
He's XPEL certified. He's G-Technic certified. He's OptiCoat certified. The guy knows his stuff, and he's able to help and teach and train new detailers and folks who have questions about the products they sell.
And he loves to talk with you about whatever it is you got going on. So.
Yeah, and his name's Justin, and he works for MVP Distributing, and that's the thing that it means the most to me is that you're helping the detailers. And so you said detailing is not as big in our area yet. It says, but the thing is that financially the detailing part is supporting me the most. So just looking for advice on growing the business side of the supply store. Detailing is not as big in our area yet, so we're the only supply store to get product and supplies for detailing. You may have to start calling and swinging by. You might have to take a couple days and just go to detail shops, car washes around the area and drop off a business card or a flyer or some kind of treat or snack or something to talk to the guys. I don't know if you have a truck or something that you've
it's best
set
if
up
you
product,
do it.
but you need to go visit personally, say hello, introduce yourself, and say, hey, these are the brands I carry. Here's everything you need. If you're ever in a pinch, let me know. That's what you do. Dealerships, the dealership service bays, the local car washes, local body shops, and local detail shops.
Like, they won't always
go introduce yourself.
Yeah, they won't always pay the most for a product, but they will be a reliable customer in that they'll keep ordering. It'll be a regular thing.
But you do have to introduce yourself and then just let them know.
They don't know you exist if you don't let them know.
Yeah.
So
host an open house or something. Maybe plan an open house and then go around and introduce people and drop off flyers. Say, hey, we'd love to have you come over, check out our facility or whatever you got going on.
And it's a small world, so people tend to know other people. You might just happen to get somebody who knows the right person for you to get in contact with, and it works out.
Yeah, also hit body shop supply stores if there's any near you, because they don't always carry a lot of products, but they always have people asking for products.
Yeah,
so
if you become the place they refer to, then good on you.
Ashray says, also one more thing. Business cards or business card holders or flyer holders, like the little pamphlets, buy those at Staples or Office Depot. Get a bunch of those because they're only like $2 for a business card holder.
Inexpensive.
Put your business cards in it and bring that in to those facilities and set them down. Ask if you can leave those there.
That's like the more,
especially at the body shops, especially at the
old
body
school guys
shop
are going to
supplies.
prefer that.
It looks better. The fact that you have your own holder for business cards, they're going to be more inclined to put that up instead of you just walking in with a stack of business cards and setting it on the counter.
You seem serious when you do that. Also, for the more advanced folks, you have the dot that you use. I have
that, but I'm saying business cards in a small town.
It's not always
make sure you do that. Buy the card holders. Buy a bunch of them just so that you make sure that you're set up properly.
Yeah.
Eduardo says I would do after. Ashray. Hey guys, chemical decon before or after contact wash? I always do it before, but Eduardo said you can do it after. It really doesn't matter. I do it because I usually do my decon, so I'll spray wheels, inner fender wells, bugs, windshield. So that's when I spray my chemical decon on everything first, and then I let it sit, and then I scrub it or I'll agitate it with wash mint. Get that on there first, wash it off, then do a regular contact wash.
And if you have a really rough cart, you can do it multiple times.
You can, totally.
There's no rule that says you can't.
John says, it looks like I'll be cleaning some pretty stained and dirty Alcantara on a Ford Taurus SHO. Any tips on products, techniques, video suggestions? Top Star works great. Or not Top Star. Polestar.
There you go.
Sorry, Coach Chemi Polestar. Great Alcantara cleaner. O&R, great Alcantara cleaner. And then Color Lock's Alcantara cleaner. All three great. You can use the Color Lock brush. You can use a VLB. You can even just use a microfiber towel. Any of those will work great on cleaning Alcantara. Try and keep it as dry as possible. Don't use a lot of liquid. If you want, try and buy one of our KCX foamers, little foamer bottle. So you can put Polestar in there and foam it. You want to use foam on the Alcantara because you're not saturating it. The more you saturate it, the more you're going to create a water stain. You don't want to create water stains. Use the foam, put them on the brush, scrub it into the surface. Whether that's a VLB or a color lock brush, and then or a towel and wipe it off. That's
you're not
how you
trying
do it.
to soak stuff. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was curious what Jen Torres show, but if it has Alcantara, it's probably the latest one, the fourth one.
Ashray says, also been following you guys for years and years. Work schedule finally aligned with your live podcast. Keep it great work. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
We really appreciate it. And thank you for taking
Welcome
the time
to the show.
to comment, because I know there's a lot of people who watch, but they don't comment. If you're watching right now and you haven't commented before, take the leap. Just go ahead and say something in there. We'll read it.
There you go. Joey saying, wow, Anthony sounds like a whole snack looking like Lenny from Mice and Men.
What do we do, George? What do we do?
Ryan says, got it. That sucks. Sorry. Just want to be able to say hi when I head up there this summer. Well, you can just let us know. If you come up, we're here.
Come say hi.
We'll walk you around the building. We'll show you that the building's not finished or that the store's not finished, but you can come hang out with us.
We have a sales terminal that if you just walk individually with us, we can grab you a few things.
If the folks that are here, if they haven't left yet, they wanted me to take them over so they could buy a couple products before the end of the day. So I'm going to do that. So we can do that. We just don't. We don't advertise it. As I say this on a show that's going out over the airwaves.
They're all
Hans says Abend. Guten Abend, Hans. David says, Levi, it's always a great day when the boys are playing in my earbuds. Well, that's awesome, David. We really appreciate it, man. Means good.
Thanks.
David voices Levi the way he described Anthony attire with a banjo at his movie Deliverance. Yeah, he's headed to Southern California. I mean, who knows? David says, Dane, I don't have good luck with tires. I'll look for one of those panels.
Thanks, buddy. Every one I find is like $1,500, so honestly, anything would seem like a deal after that.
Eduardo says, so I'm wanting to learn a one-step paint correction. What polisher would you recommend for a beginner? I'd probably do it for friends and family if I learn how. Eduardo, any of the Griot machines are great. They're easy, simple. You can pick them up. You can get a long throw. You can get a short throw. The 15 will probably be your best bet, the G15. It's a great tool. The G9's even good for starting. Even the Harbor Freight long throws are good. The Bowers to start. But if you're really serious, nothing beats a Rupes, nothing beats a Flex, and the easiest way is find a used one or someone's trying to sell one. You can look on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever. Try and look for a used one and then send it into Rupes for factory refresh for super cheap. It's not bad at all. So
there we go.
As to a one-step paint correction, watch my 20-minute one-step.
That's it.
Watch
the one
that.
With Gabe.
Watch that video with me and Gabe, and start doing it that way. You can do that with an 8mm Harbor Freight polisher or a Porter Cable 7424, and an orange foam pad. You can do that all day long. And
once again, you're not looking for perfection. You're just looking for improvement.
Brightening. You're just looking for improvement. What's fun is 90% of people don't realize the improvement that you can get out of just that.
Yeah.
Just doing that. It's a 50% improvement in the quality of the paint. It's not a 4-step wet sand, 3-step cut, polish, finish, polish. It's going to look just fine.
Because at a
certain
point,
it's going to look passable and totally fine that people are going to go, wow, look what you did to my car.
To the average person's eye, it becomes diminishing returns after a certain point. You're just spending extra effort for like the one person who's going to notice.
Yeah.
If that's important to you, you could do that. But that probably shouldn't be the goal if you're looking to make a living out of this. Yeah. All right, we got David.
What about a sticker for the CSW meet next year? Don't keep us Midwest folks out of the loop.
No, I think that's probably something we could do. Yeah. We could probably throw something fun in there and give it out during the meet and greet day, the last day. So there were a lot of people there this last time. I'm sure we could come up with something.
There you go. Grant Dane, also known as the Lumberjack or the Homicidal Barber.
Homicidal Barber. Is this the after picture? Is this what happened?
Great. Darren says, right, my guys, I'm having to get off early tonight, so I'll catch up on the rest of tomorrow while on my long drive. Thank you once again for another cracking live stream.
Oh.
Thank you, Darren. We appreciate it, buddy.
Safe travels, buddy.
Everyone watching and listening, smash that like, give these guys some loves, and I'll catch you next week.
Oh, thanks, man. Take care. And Ronnie Yacht here. Boise does it backwards. Here in Massachusetts, you get the occupancy after all the work is completed.
Yeah.
Now, on one hand, that sounds good. On the other hand, can you imagine doing all the work and expense of getting it to that point, and then the city goes, nah.
Yeah,
imagine how frustrating that would be.
So the way it works is, let's say you rent a building or you move into a new building, right? You file for the occupancy permit. So in my case, when the building was finished, like it was already a done building, been on the property for 30 years or whatever. Once I came in and rented the spot, I filed it with the city that I was going to put my business in that location. I had the plumbers come in and put all the stuff in. I had the other guys, but I couldn't actually start business out of that until I got an occupancy permit. So I had the plumbers come in, put in the drains, put in the water. I couldn't legally start doing business that way, but that's moving into a current built business. So they come in, make sure I have the fire extinguisher, make sure everything's up to code, make sure I'm not moved into a shed that has been there for 40 years. Now, with a new construction building, which is what we have over here, is a fully built, brand new building.
Has to meet all the current
walls,
codes,
doors, windows, everything's in. There's no electricity. There's no lights in the building. There's no water running through the building. We don't have bathrooms installed. We don't have heaters. We don't have anything. It's literally a box.
Big empty shell.
It's a
Concrete
giant
shell.
concrete
It's pretty shell, but a shell.
They have to. It's got fire extinguishers installed, and the exits are all installed. That's it. Fire department has to come, make sure that the panel, the areas to build, like they come in and go, this is where your electrical is going to go. This is where your breaker box is going to go. This is where is your water going to go?
Yeah.
Well, we want water here and we want water here. Okay. And they're going to mark it. And that way they know that's the main occupant. So once we get that, saying that we are moving in this new building, the building is done and finished and up to code, we can then say, these are our plans to build this in here. This room will have this, 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 and this. Then they go, okay, go for it. Now you can build in here. So that's where we're at. So yeah, it's kind of the same as Massachusetts, but this is a new building, so it's different.
That's fair. All right, we got Demo here. Afternoon, everyone. I am late to the
What's
party.
up, Demo?
Okay.
How are you?
You made it, and there's about 9 minutes left.
Eduardo says, what would you recommend to seal vinyl wrap? Like a wax or something that'll help protect it? Anything. Literally anything. Wax, sealant, coating, anything.
With wrap, it is good to have something that's breathable. You want something that's like
so
permeable
any of the
kind of
anything that's
finish.
designed, well, not so much permeable but flexible.
Flexible, yeah.
So
sorry, that's
if
what
you're
I
gonna,
meant.
so that's why we say wax is sealants. The key is most people don't think that they can put that stuff on it, but you can, and so that's why we recommend to do all those things, like coat it.
Geotechnic make Halo specifically.
Yeah, Halo,
for wraps.
Diamond Protec, all of those are all designed for wraps. We've got Diamond Protec has a PPF coating.
Yeah,
that is also good for vinyl. So there's a lot, but any of our spray sealants work wonderfully. The key is just taking care of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the people that don't take care of those things that it gets damaged.
Yeah.
It's not just washing it; it's just not hydrating. It's just like your skin. Think of it like that. You can wash it, and then go out in the sun, and let it go sleep in the sun all day.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sunburned. You're going to dry out. You're going to crack. It's going to burn.
Ugh.
It's doing the same thing on the vinyl. So if you walk outside and you slather on some sunscreen because you know you're going to be out there a while, you've got UV protection, you've got some lubrication and some hydration in your skin, you're not going to burn as bad. And so that's why we always recommend you coat or protect your vinyl wrap after you wash it. I jokingly refer to it as literally washing your body and putting some lotion on your arms. It's the same kind of process. Alpha says, always good information, you guys. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Of course, Alpha.
No, thank you for watching.
Joey says, Polestar off-label use, cleaning fabric Apple Watch bands. Ooh, very nice.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yes.
David says, have you checked LKQ or Keystone? They part out vehicles all the time. Yeah, so LKQ is good. They are very expensive. for some things. Just so you know, Dane, the Jalopy Jungle across the street is part of the LKQ network.
Oh, okay.
So if they don't have something, they would say, why don't you check LKQ?
Okay.
And they can sometimes they can ship that part straight to Jalopy Jungle and you pick it up from them, or they ship it to your house.
Okay.
So
I would guess if it's like free shipping if it's at their location or something.
But it's literally breaker yards of that stuff.
Yeah.
So but yeah,
Nope,
David's
that makes
right.
sense.
That's how when you get your car fixed at a body shop, they'll check used parts to pull a fender or a bumper or something, and they'll just primer it and repaint it.
Used doesn't mean bad. It could very well have been on a vehicle that was in perfectly fine condition or a front-end collision. That rear hatch is still fine.
But
so that panel
nowadays, it's easier to get an OEM part from a breaker yard that you know is an actual OEM part rather than... And the reason that body shops do that is because the tolerances are better.
Yeah.
Because they know they can just take that fender off, we'll sand it, we'll paint it, we'll put it on the car, and we know it fits perfectly.
Right.
If we order a remanufactured fender or door from one of those companies, there's a good chance we're going to have to add some Bondo. There's some good chance we're going to have to fix the edges. We might have to add a little more metal. We might have to do whatever because it might be off.
Yeah.
So that's the reason that they have. That's what LKQ and Keystone do. So Joey says, I picked up a Carbon Collective Nano Polisher this week simply because it's teal. I have a problem. That's all right, Joey. Have fun with it.
Just have fun.
Ryan says, thanks, guys. Appreciate all you do. Thank you, Ryan. And then Rocky Iverson says, when TRC will come to the islands in the middle of the Pacific, flying 6,000 miles for a sticker? Sorry, Rocky.
Are you in like Guam or something?
He's probably in Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii, yeah.
David Cervantes says, so Dane, what panel are you looking for? I have found a black one for about $290.
For real?
Yeah,
that is
a
a substantial discount. Buddy, shoot me a message if you've seen one. Like a real...
It's literally, take a picture and go talk to him after the show.
Yeah.
Joey, typing on the mobile YouTube app is the worst. Sorry for my
price.
grammatical offenses today. You're fine, Joey.
Everyone I find, even from like breaker yards, if it's on eBay, they're always asking like over $1,000. It's crazy. Panel shouldn't cost that. It just shouldn't.
Joey, no worries. Glenn, do you guys put the chemical labels on the IK spray bottles to meet OSHA requirements? I've never had... You want to put that one up? I already answered Joey's.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. Do you guys put the chemical labels on your IK to meet OSHA requirements? So, yes. That's the short answer, yes. The real reason is if you do have a shop, as long as you have a Sharpied written
permanent marker,
it's so that your employees understand. That's all. You have to also have all the SDS sheets in a folder
that's an important
available
one
for you and your employees in case one of them drinks a product or gets splashed
or uses them like eye drops.
So here's what I used to do. So we had a guy, we called him Dirty D.
Oh boy.
He didn't ever think things through a lot. He was a hustler. He liked to go quick. And
the stories.
One day he took a bottle of lacquer thinner that we had in a 16-ounce bottle without a cap on it, right? Because my guys would take it and they'd fill up their 16-ounce or the spray bottle.
Any kind of cover on the lid?
No, it's just a spray bottle.
Okay.
Just open. They would fill it with lacquer thinner and then they would put their towel on it and do this.
Sure.
And that's how they would.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want them spraying. Right. I didn't want them attempting to do it. So it was always use the towel.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I didn't want to put a pour top because then I'd see him probably get him pouring it on the paint. I don't want him doing that. So rule of thumb was you do this, right?
Still could have put a bottle cap or something on there.
Could have, but I didn't.
But you didn't.
So anyway, so him and Matt, you guys all know Matt, was walking around a car doing that. They were wiping a car down with lacquer thinner. Matt bent down at the same time to grab the lacquer thinner right as Dave took the lacquer thinner. So they had one bottle between them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put it up here.
So they're sharing.
So
like I'm Matt.
So you're getting ready to you've seen it here.
Okay.
But I grabbed it, so you turn around.
Okay.
You're wiping, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to reach for it, right? But you're bent over. And I drop it down like this. Only I drop it down right here.
And the thing
splashes back up.
Yeah, you always get that recoil.
and there was a splash of lacquer thinner hit Matt in the face.
Oh, no.
Right? So Matt gets lacquer thinner
in
and around his eyes. Yeah, in and around his eyes. And he goes, ah! Runs to the bathroom, rinses his eyes out.
He was smart to act quickly, though.
So
a lot of people would just sit there and
pull out
panic.
the binder, SDS, check. Okay, here's what we got to do. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. Okay, that's why it's there. So we have that so that, most shops you kind of learn, you kind of get the idea, but that's the main reason you have to have that stuff labeled, just in case, because Matt could have come back, sued.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys didn't write lacquer thinner. A lawyer could say that kind of thing. You didn't have an SDS. There's reasons. So
workplaces of a certain size should also, in an environment like that, have an eye wash station.
Yeah, we ended up getting one
reason.
after
we
that.
We have one here.
Yeah, but we ended up getting one for that reason after that, because that happened, and we were like, holy crap, can't believe it happened.
Yeah.
Now, it's up to the guys if they want to take on those steps and do all those things. So, Grant Hotry, Rupo's Duetto, one-step ass kicking machine.
Yep.
David says, we go through LKQ. If the insurance company's cheap, they go through there. Yep.
Okay.
Ryan Rigdon saying, thank you, gentlemen. David said, Ford is proud of their plastic parts.
This particular one's metal, I will say, but it's a lot for that piece, I think.
Ryan saying, have a great weekend.
Thank you, Ryan.
Two man. Eduardo asking, when are you going to restock the Ultra Clay scrubber? It's on the boat.
Oh,
it's coming.
Yeah. We are waiting.
Yeah. David Cervantes says, lacquer thinner sucks on the face and eyes. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Not
there's
fun.
one last
Matt's
one here
okay,
from David.
But that was what happened. So thanks for the live, guys. Dane, get a hold of me. Send you all that I find.
Please,
all right,
buddy,
Dane, take us home.
Would love that. Okay, so, well, we thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging around. Even though it's just the two of us, I feel like we were thorough. We got
we did a great job.
Nailed. And, yeah, you guys make the show possible. Every time we do this, the show exists because of you putting your questions out there. So thank you. And, last thing I'm going to ask from you before you go is please hit like on this video if you haven't done so already. Just, ding on the way out. That's helpful.
There you go.
Helps us, and we're happy about it. And, of course, make sure you're subscribed to all the Rag Company channels, the FAQ, the podcast, and the main channel.
Yep.
All those YouTube channels are covered. And that's how you're going to know when we do trips, like our East Coast Adventure, other things like that. We're going to shout them out also on our social media. So
there you go.
Rag Company, wherever you are. Okay. Anything left before I kick us
good.
off? Okay, guys. Well, take care. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch up with you next week on the Rag Company podcast. So, have a good one.
See you guys.